Hello and welcome back to another episode of SDS. Sharky's currently away on another beta squad shoot, so he's giving me the reins for this weekend. We're back with another PL roundup.
God, yeah.
I got my favourite fan here, yeah, me and Stars. We always got to link up.
Was it beta squad 2 weeks out?
Yeah.
Hopefully, make it free.
Make it full. But listen, we're back with another PL roundup this weekend. Listen, there was a lot to discuss this weekend. We had controversial decisions, we had red cards, we had last-minute winners, and that's just one game. So we're just going to cover every single game. Listen, if you guys want to check us out on audio, check us out on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon. If you want to check us out on the visuals and you're listening to us on audio, check us out on YouTube. But let me introduce the table first because I'm not going to lie, I like this combination today. It's a good combination. Yeah, it's a combination. We got star player next to me.
Yo, first PL roundup.
Week
7?
His first ever PL roundup, by the way. He had told me that.
Arsenal been doing well, I guess.
Yeah, I hear it. We don't need to shout you, to be fair. Yeah. That makes sense. That's why we shout Faisal like bare late as well. Opposite us, we got a real dog. Hey. Real man. Fuad Kadani.
Yo.
We back.
Yeah.
Why is he just grunting? I don't do all of that extra. Hey. Man, I feel like I'm DMX out here now. Hey, listen.
Where
my dog's at?
And next to me, we've got my favorite member on SDS. I like him a lot. It's Lee Man ODM.
Hey, he's got the fitting of that meme. He's got the fitting of that meme. You know, the black and white, he's got the shirt on now.
Yeah, he does. We had to start that.
First of all, you need to stop swinging your chair like that. And you stop banging the table.
I get giggle. I kick my legs when I have you on the table.
Little substitute teacher, my guy. Little substitute teacher.
Say nothing.
Bring your proper podcast etiquette. Yeah, little pussy, man.
Pronounce your P's, bro. You're a teacher, bro. Pronounce the P's. Enunciate. Say nothing. Finally got a silent lead, man, because we're going to talk about his gazy team today. But listen, we're not going to start with that game first. We're going to start with Tottenham Liverpool. Tottenham beating Liverpool 2-1. Listen, before we get into this game, we need to give a little context of where we all watched this game as well. We got invited down to Nighttown, Oxford Circus. All the man were there. We were alongside David James as well. He was on the we did a live watch along. Yeah, serious keeper. And listen, we had a fun time at Nighttown.
It was incredible.
It was great, man. I mean,
good food as well.
It was good food.
Good vibes.
Good
result.
Hey,
can't complain, can you?
I asked for Wizzy to be on today, but he said, listen, did you get it? And I just didn't understand. I was like, man, I can't be asked anymore, man. Can't deal with this guy anymore.
ITU, bro.
I said, look at ITU.
Look at ITU, man. But listen, let's get into this game, yeah? Real men came out today. Well, it wasn't they? It was it was Big Ange.
Listen, this game, bruv, I don't think we'd won since 2017.
Against Liverpool?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we'd only won one in the last 23 meetings with Liverpool. So when you talk about kind of how much unlucky results we've had, how many kind of bad decisions we've had kind of go our way over the years, this game showed, hey, we're going to carry on the same theme, I'm telling you. And as you said, bro, the watch along, I was actually enjoying it. First 20 minutes, it looked like an even game. I was like, hey, this is end to end, you know. And I think every kind of Tottenham Liverpool game has shown the same. It's similar like a North London derby, I said.
It's true, bro. It's always intense with you guys.
Always goals, always some kind of action
controversy,
going on.
Something happens.
And I said, coming into this game, these 2 weeks of the North London derby at the Emirates and playing Liverpool at home is going to be two of the biggest tests. We've had like a nice little honeymoon period, beating Burnley, Bournemouth, Sheffield, limping United. It's like, all right, now let's play some real competition. And I can't lie to you, Liverpool's looking very, very serious. Even when we were 11v11, before we get into...
we're gonna get. We got a lot.
The shamelessness.
Hey, listen.
Before we get into the shamelessness,
we got a lot to discuss with this game, man.
There's a lot to go through.
I can't lie to you. The way Fuad was celebrating that victory.
That's shameless.
Did you? Hold on. Did you hear?
You took the 3 points. You took the 3 points, though. I hear it.
Did you hear what I said to you? We hadn't won since October 22nd,
I don't care.
2017.
I couldn't care less.
One win in 23.
The way
we take it how we can
and
get.
you know what? He wasn't even looking at the screen.
Okay to take
if you guys watch back that watch along, he wasn't looking at the screen. Once him scored that
FCM man were like, yo, are you going to be late? I was like, yo, I'm going to be on time.
And he was like,
come on. I was like, yo. But nah, first 20 minutes, I'll be honest, I thought it was an even game.
Yeah,
and
it was.
Both teams were impressing me with how they were able to break out of the press. I thought we obviously have been pressing well, and people are like, yo, are Liverpool, can they still do it? But Liverpool this season, you have to look at them seriously.
100%.
And I think for me, I was just hoping in that kind of first half an hour or so, do not let Liverpool come in here and look like the home team, like we've done in so many games.
Yeah.
Then lo and behold, we were gifted. I can't lie to
A
you.
lot of talking points in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can.
There was one or two chances. I think Diaz had the one kind of chance where he scuffed it. Richarlison played a little ball into back post.
That was a well-worked move as well.
Nicely moved as well. And Kulusevski just didn't read it, and he didn't really have the greatest game that day as well.
No,
But
he wasn't that great.
Yeah.
to be fair, he's
You said this season is a
this
bit-
season
yeah.
he's disappointed me because he's one I'm really expecting to carry the mantle of Harry Kane's goals and assists leaving, but it's just not really hit his stride at the moment. But anyway, first incident comes anyway. The Curtis Jones red card.
That's still up for debate, by the way. What are we saying?
No.
I'm sorry. You see,
talk
in
me
my
through it. I
opinion-
didn't see it live.
In my opinion,
yeah.
that's lunging.
Yep.
You're out of
Over the
control.
ball.
Stud showing over the ball. There is no way you can tell me that is not a red card. And I'm sorry, that is on Curtis Jones.
Yeah.
That is a stupid red card to pick up. Now you're down to 10 men. Credit to Liverpool. I think that's the third time they've been down to 10 men in the season.
Yeah, they
They
love it,
still
apparently.
look like
Yeah.
they had 11 men, bro. They were still creating chances. They still, in fact, probably
And they-
should have taken the lead again.
Well, this is the one we're going to talk about. It was a controversial decision. Luis Diaz went through on goal.
Now, initially, when we was at the watch,
I told
you saw me.
That's
How you can say shameless. That's how you can talk about shameless.
Yeah,
Your face was like, it's on.
No, but
It's
you know what
on.
it is?
No.
I remember him.
Can you blame me?
No, I don't blame you, but I remember at the live show, and I called you. Remember?
Yeah.
You turned around and I said, "Bro, I think that's a goal." And you said to me, "This is your response. There's a VAR room for a reason."
Voila.
He
So
goes,
when I
"There's a
don't
V-
see the lines being drawn,
But
in
brother,
my head, I'm
I'd
like,
be so real with you, Fuad. Looking at that screen, that little snapshot, yeah. I don't need the lines.
you got to remember that
I don't need the lines to know that's onside.
Because you can tell he's
You can tell. No.
We had the big screen, you
Bro,
see.
broski.
So it was like the leg looked big. The hand looked big.
Nah,
I couldn't really.
nah,
I can't lie to you.
I
For me,
told
it looked
you.
fine. And I'm not trying to
Yeah.
be shameless here.
Yeah.
I'm then genuinely
Hey,
serious. I
that
thought it
sounds
was
shameless,
tight.
though.
Yeah,
I
I hear it.
thought
I hear it.
It does sound shameless. I can't even lie to you.
Now listen,
Brother.
I genuinely thought it was tight. But then when you see, hold on, there was no lines drawn.
There's only one replay. They
There
kicked
was
off
only
very
one
quickly.
replay. And I said,
Yeah.
yo, you know what? We might have got away with that. And then you see afterwards, they've come out with a statement saying, oh, human error.
Well, they
Not
said
even when
they
the
said,
game was
yeah.
done, right?
Yeah.
That is for me-
They said the goal by
that is
Luis
for me
Diaz. Yeah, the goal by Luis Diaz
disgraceful.
was disallowed for offside by the on-field team of match officials. That this was a clear and obvious factual error and should have resulted in this goal being awarded through VAR.
And that
intervention.
is the referee. That is the VAR room.
Yep.
And then they're talking about assistant VARs. That's 3 levels of checks.
No communication
you
between
basically
those
fail.
3.
Yeah.
And this isn't the first time where VAR we've seen this. And people sometimes say like, oh, we should scrap VAR or whatever. It's these bozos in charge of it. And Cam actually made a great point at FCM where he's like, bro, we do so much in the Premier League of hiring foreign players, getting foreign managers. Why can't we get foreign refs? Why do we
the hose, give me the
constantly
hose,
feel the
No, I
need
hear it.
to?
No, I
Why do
hear
we
it. I hear it.
constantly feel the need to stick with these English referees who we know now for decades have not been good enough?
They're incompetent,
As soon as we go to a World Cup or a Euros, we talk about, oh, look at the standard of refereeing. It's so good.
Could be
And
Champions League, just that.
Yeah,
It's just-
genuinely.
how many times? But every time the one league where we talk about there's constant issues, constant fuck ups, it's the Premier League. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But isn't that
for me-
what makes the Premier League
No.
the best
No.
league in the world?
No.
And that's what your manager.
And
That's what your
and
manager
here's the
said.
thing, I'm all
That's
for
what your
like-
manager was
So
was
here's the
alluding
thing.
to. His
About-
manager,
about-
Ange was alluding to that. He was saying that basically errors are part of the game. But
Now they are.
I can't wait for it to get dunked on them later on the season.
Hold on. But they are. They are a part of the
they
game.
are a part of the game. But the whole, this is my thing. It's everyone. We're human, right? We all make mistakes. We all make errors. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. But the whole purpose of having technology is to eradicate human error. If you're still
Good point.
making human errors with the technology, you're obviously doing something wrong.
It's the human now we have to look at here.
Because here,
Voila.
there you go. Because for me, it's you got the VAR. I don't. The issue is not VAR. Even in this case, I wouldn't even look at the referee because I don't think the referee he can only
Yeah.
take the instruction of what
Yeah.
he's been told. The people in the VAR, you've got one job,
Literally.
you've only got one job, and that is to analyze any situation that's given to you. In that situation, all you've had to do is basically say, "Yo, this guy is onside. That is a
And
goal.
it's not even
Check
like-
complete."
Apparently,
not
it
even
wasn't
like
even
it's a
that.
rush
Apparently, they didn't
process.
even know what the on-field decision was. So they thought the on-field decision was a goal.
it was a goal.
Yeah. So they're thinking, okay, cool. And then the play restarted, and they're like,
Yeah.
well, we can't go back now. It's done now.
But
so
this,
we go
this,
carry
is,
on.
this is the valid point that this is where I have a problem now, and it's essentially you've now identified that you made a mistake. Why can't you not now stop play again and deliberate and then say, you know what, we've made an error.
They can't. I agree with you. I agree with you. But they can't do that.
But I agree with Klopp. The time from when the decision was made to when they decided, carry on play was 40 seconds. That's not enough, bro.
Yeah.
That's
the thing. There is no time frame that they have to make this decision. Of course, we
can
would
take
like
as long
it
as they want,
as
to be
quick
fair.
as possible. But if you're that unsure, if you really need to take as many checks, that's why you have the benefit of that VAR room. That's why you have the benefit of those replays. And for me, I think one other thing that small step that they can add within that I think eradicates from it. You see it in, I think they said the Women's World Cup. I think you see it in the NFL when a referee makes a video assistant referee decision. This and this is why I made this decision, and this is the action that I'm going to take. You've now made it clear to everyone
in the stadium,
the
there's
steps
transparency.
you've taken and the transparency.
That's all they're asking for.
And I think now that's what Liverpool's whole statement that they've put out as well is like, we want the transparency of what was said between those officials.
Yeah.
I don't know what they expect to come of it. For me, the thing is the game ain't going to get replayed.
Of course.
Liverpool are within their full rights to take this as far as they can. But for me, I think the accountability has to be on those in the VAR. And when I say accountability now, we have to look at, you might lose your job, brother. You might have to be relegated down to
They lose their job for one game, then they come back.
It's not even that.
And that's my issue.
I'm so annoyed
and this
about
is
that,
what I'm
man.
saying by... If you have to go foreign for a better trained referees or whatever it is, do that, because clearly the current crop you have are not capable up to job.
What I don't get as well, when you're watching it, there's some games they'll draw the lines, and then there's some games don't. I think it happened to
Brentford,
us.
Arsenal. Yeah.
Brentford, Arsenal, like you said yesterday, 2 days ago with the, you guys' game. Tottenham have got the best stadium in the UK. You could arguably say, well, I'm coming from. Why can't they just draw lines in it, within it?
That is funny that you
and I don't like
the Arsenal Brentford one, because do you know who trains the new referees on how to use
my team?
It's the brother that got sacked for making a mistake in the Arsenal Brentford.
Oh yeah,
Graham Paul. No, was it Lee Mason?
Was it Paul
Lee Mason? It was Lee Mason,
right?
Yeah. I remember he got sacked.
He trains assistant referees, the people that use the VAR, even though he's the one that got sacked for making an error using VAR.
There's no room for bro. You don't.
That tells
You've
you
got the
everything.
blind leading the blind.
Yeah, essentially.
Literally.
Essentially.
In the land of the blind, the man with one eye is king.
Do you know what's crazy? For me, like obviously Gary Neville kind of touched on it as well. He was trying to say that the apology or the accountability wasn't even an apology. The accountability that they put their hands up and they made a mistake, it's enough. No, it's not.
I want referees.
No. But I don't think it should be. I don't think it should be undervalued as well in admitting that.
No,
you got it wrong. They could just come out and say no statement. We're just going to leave it up in the air. The decision's been made. We can move on.
But you know, I disagree with that.
But now, because they've clarified that, I understand. Now they want to take it further action. It's almost like you've admitted to the crime.
Yeah.
Now we need some sentencing. That's what Liverpool are waiting for.
That's where I'm on their side in terms of there needs to be some sort of consequence.
Yeah.
Fair enough, you can make a mistake.
What?
But
Now here's what I ask. What's the consequence?
Consequence is either you have to pay some sort of compensation package. 100%.
So now we're saying money for a goal being disallowed.
100%. Yeah.
For them,
Listen,
for the end of the
hold on a second.
You're getting a lot of money
money's not enough.
Hold on. You have to get some sort of compensation because you made an error that's essentially cost a team valuable points.
Could be title.
I'm sorry.
That could cost the team money.
This is where it gets a little bit blurry for me because you're almost going like, that goal was the guaranteed game winner.
I'm not saying that.
That goal was going to be the... What, if Liverpool now 20 points off the title when it didn't mean nothing?
You can't deny... No, hold on.
This is what I'm saying.
But this is the thing.
That part is where I'm questioning what the consequence needs to be. My consequence is, whoever those VAR donnies were, line them up and tell them, yeah, see you later. There's the goal. Ma'salam.
No, but...
Voila. Then you held accountable the dudes who got it wrong. We now know. And now what we need to do is we need to put the communication step in place where you clarify whatever it is. This VAR process needs to be more refined.
You know why that's not enough?
So what do you want? You want compensation in the game to be replayed?
Do you know why?
No,
I
can't be
hear what you're
replayed.
saying in terms of that you don't know how the game would have unfolded even if that goal went. I hear that. But it puts the integrity of the game into question because that goal could have changed the whole scope of the match.
Right.
That you can't deny that.
It takes it 1-0. Yeah,
exactly.
Makes it 1-0.
So you have to look at the situation and be like, okay, potentially this could have been potential points that let's say this
But
was
they're 1-0 with 10 men.
I'm just saying.
the first
Imagine this was a title deciding match. Last
It was
game of the
before
season.
sunset.
But it's not.
But it's not. But I'm saying
no. I don't want to do this hypothetical.
no, because but if it's happening now,
Yeah.
it could potentially happen in a title deciding game. If this was to happen in a title deciding game and it cost Liverpool the whole title, this would be.
But I still don't
It'll
think
be
this.
even more
But here's my
outrageous.
thing. No, here's
So
my thing.
the
Now,
reason
here's
why
my
I
thing.
say
No. But here's my
compensation
thing, though.
package, yeah?
I don't feel like this game was even won and lost in that moment, though. That moment was a big moment.
but they got it wrong. You can't make that prediction.
That is a huge decision. That could have changed the whole landscape of
Can
the
I, can I ask you guys a question?
It could have changed the whole landscape.
Can I
of
ask you
the
guys a
game.
question?
We don't do if buts or maybes. We do absolutes.
Nah, hear it. But you know, regarding that, obviously, I guess it was 10 men in the first half when Curtis Jones came out.
Yeah, it was already 10 men.
It was after the Curtis Jones.
I got two questions. Did Luis Diaz score after Curtis Jones got red card?
Yes.
So that would warrant them not bringing on Jota in the second half, early in the second half, right?
That's a good shout, yeah.
If it makes it
They would have sat back and
I don't know. Can I ask another question? You know, when the offside happened, did the referee go to the monitor?
No, didn't look anything. It was like
He did. No,
I'm asking.
The offside.
Which one? Not for the offside.
That's
He
what
went
I'm
for
asking.
Curtis Jones. He went for the
Not Curtis Jones. Didn't go I'm saying offside.
No, he never did. One reason.
That's what I'm saying. There's inconsistencies.
Think about Fuad, me and Fuad, when you watch foreign leagues, when you watch the Bundesliga, they don't say, yo, let me speak to you in his ear. He's already gone to the monitor
he's already
to
there.
pre because he said, I'm going to be the one making the judgment.
Yeah.
I don't want to be hearing from one guy going, I'm not sure what it is, and the other guy going,
that's where
I think it is a goal, but I think it might not be.
But that's where I fault the English league. Like it's the procedure that they take. Sometimes you want to go to the screen, sometimes you don't. Why is it inconsistent?
Yeah. Look at the screen every time.
You should be looking at the
you
screen
have to
every
there.
single
Every
point
single
to
there.
make sure that you're 100% certain that you're making the right
How
call.
about I tell you,
If
even
you're
if
not
it's 100%
you're not
certain,
certain and you're just waiting on a man to tell you in your ear, then you're opening yourself to criticism.
For me,
You're
all
opening
I
yourself to
want to
criticism.
know now
That's
is
how I look at it.
what the consequences are expected. Liverpool fans, I'd love to even hear
personally-
you lot's thoughts
Yeah.
in what people think like should be the consequence. For me, I'm saying
Yeah.
make the process more rigorous and put those accountable on the chopping
can I ask you
block.
guys
That's
a
not enough
question?
for me.
That's not enough in my opinion.
And if that's not enough, what is?
I
That's
can
all
ask-
I want to
you know-
hear.
I'm saying
Because
either.
here's the thing: I agree with Liverpool fans;
Yeah.
they got done wrong there.
Yeah.
No Spurs fan is saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
it was onside, it was offside, or whatever." No, it was onside. It should have stood, but the game carried on after that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You're saying the compensation
I'm
package.
saying either compensation package or Liverpool have to take it to court.
So compensation then becomes
no,
how
because
much is that? How much is that
Take
going
some
to
sort
work?
of-
Listen, you know why I
They're
say
not gonna
that?
get
But you know what?
No, but you know why I say this though?
This
Nah,
is
I
a
hear where you're coming
slippery
from.
slope,
No, it's not a
bro.
slippery slope. You know why?
Slippery slope.
The league is
I'm
very
telling you.
quick. When fans misbehave, the league are very quick to find teams. When
the players are in no control.
holding the referee, fine. Manager says something on in a little criticism of the referee in the press conference, fine.
McAllister's getting investigated for saying 12 men.
With a little sponsor in it, fine.
Shall I be real with you?
Player swears, fine.
Shall I be
Player
rich?
tweets something inappropriate, fine. Everyone has consequences to
You know
all their
why?
actions.
You know
why not
why?
the referees?
You know why? You
Why
know
not the
why?
referees?
They do.
Every single
They
one
just
of
get
them
one game
is
off.
replaceable with another one. Players, plenty more of them. Fans,
Referees not
plenty more of them.
replaceable.
Managers,
Referees aren't replaceable. You don't think referees are
go and
replaceable?
find good referees.
It's not even that. It's not even
In
that.
my opinion, that's all I'm saying.
It's not even-
I
it's
don't
not even
think it's as easily.
I think you
That's
can
fine.
find
You can't.
And I'm
You
not
can't.
here
fi- you,
to
no,
defend
you
the
can't.
referee.
You're right in terms of you'll see the same refs 10, 15 years in a game. They don't really integrate and bring nuance. Because that's the whole
in
point
their
of
right
that's the whole
mind
point of the
wants to be
championship.
a referee.
Okay,
But that's the whole point of the championship.
It's the most
to
scrutinized
build
road
cats
to have.
and then go into the Premier League. They don't do that.
Okay, then to add to that though, Premier League were offered this season to use the semi-automated VAR.
Yeah,
the ones they
that's
use in
what
the World Cup, the ones they use in the Champions League.
That's what I
Were
want.
insistent.
That's what I
What
want.
did they say?
I want that.
We don't need that.
I want that.
Our referees are good enough. So you refuse to help your referees even more and improve the quality of the league, improve the quality of the decisions that referee make, and then you have the cheek to say,
Shall I tell-
"Oh, you know what I mean? We'll put our hands up. We'll say we'll take accountability, but you just have to get on with it."
Hasim Fuad Liban.
I'm not with that, bro.
No, I agree.
I'm
Yeah,
not with that
for
at
me,
all.
you know what
There
I'd
has
want.
to be some
You
sort of
know
consequence.
what I'd want with these referees. You know the same way a manager, a player, forget even board, whatever it is.
Yeah.
They'll come out and do an interview. I want him at the end of the
Yeah.
game to justify why he made the
but you know
decision
what?
But
and
here's the
say,
thing.
you know what, I messed up
But
and call it.
Stars.
call
They
it
did
as
that. They
is.
did that once in like 2007, 8. I remember.
And that I feel like invites too much scrutiny. Is why they
But they
do
deserve it because the
No,
players
no, no,
get
but
it.
here's the
The
thing.
managers get it. He
But
should get
They
it.
get away with murder.
but that's where if you
That's
give
the whole point
them,
of
if you
VAR.
give them the mic to clear up their decision and why they've made it, you don't even need the presser. You don't even need that press conference because he's told you why.
No,
he's
I
made
agree
that
that would
decision.
improve it. I'm with you on
For
that
me,
one.
I don't know
I
why
agree
they
that
haven't
would-
used the
But
loudspeaker.
then
to
again,
explain
bro. But then again,
it
going back-
works. It's worked in other sports and it's worked in the
but then-
Women's World
but-
Cup.
but then-
you have proof of concept.
Yeah.
But then again, obviously, it's the game of football. But when you, like you said, going back to your point with the NFL, when the guy does it, when NBA, when they go to the monitor, three of them, and then they're
And
discussing
you
whatever.
can actually hear what they say.
What's the difference between that and the Premier League? For me, the NFL and NBA both have 2 challenge flags. So they can say to them and go,
yeah.
that's
Challenge.
another thing.
I'm
Take
challenging
that
that.
shit in there.
That's another thing I was going to
Yeah.
introduce the challenges. So that way, if someone's, if referee says it's VAR, I want to challenge it. Cool. Boom. Now you have to double VAR
Yeah.
check.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Yeah.
offside or whatever. Boom. For me, those are simple things you can put in place. It doesn't take away from anything. It's still part of the VAR process. But for me, I still feel like the game was there to be had afterwards.
No, of
and
course.
even
even to be said because you're on the other side.
what do you mean? Of
I
course.
say because if it was of
course.
because
I'm
no,
not
But
denying
he's
that.
saying if it's on the flip side, if you guys went 1-0,
bro.
yeah.
We've
You'd
been,
be fuming.
we've been on the flip side where
No,
we've
but I'm
received bad
saying
decisions.
in-
And
no,
guess
but-
what? The
No,
Champions
no,
League 2019 final.
Yeah.
Hello, 2 minutes in.
No, okay,
So was handball.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was no VAR.
Yeah, but that was handball anyway. In my opinion.
VAR existed then,
was
though.
my- that was my
But
opinion.
that,
It
for some
was-
reason, that year in the Champions League wasn't used.
No, but
You see,
no, but-
no, but I'm saying everyone
Yeah.
can draw to these moments, and that's why I think Anne said it after
Yeah.
the game. In errors will always be within
No,
the game.
but this
and
is
and
the
I
whole
get
point,
it.
though.
This is
We're
a
meant to
catastrophic.
eliminate-
We can say
No,
that
to
at 2-1 win.
eliminate errors.
You can say that at 2-1 win.
That's what I'm
get
saying
that.
to you. I promise you, there's gonna be a time this season
There's no way
he's gonna lose
where
2-1.
it's gonna happen, same thing
Controversial.
happen, and it's gonna cost them
Guess
points,
what?
and they're gonna be fuming.
I promise
It's
you,
gonna happen.
last season we had VAR decisions. I was like, cool, it happened.
But this is a bad one, bro.
I get it.
This
The
is-
game still went
no, but-
on.
no, but
We
this is-
scored after
Yeah.
this. They
Facts.
equalized after
Facts.
this. Like the game went on. There was a whole nother half to be played.
Yeah, but-
you don't want to dwell on one point that happened in the f***ing 30th
No,
minute.
bro, that's Now, because bro, at the end of the day, no, I hear what he's saying,
Bro,
but
we've
at
been
the end
talking
of the
about this for
day,
like 10 minutes
I'm
now.
not saying that Liverpool would have won the game. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that whether Liverpool would have done a mad tip after. That's not what I'm trying to allude to. And what I'm just trying to say
No,
is
you're
that
saying the integrity of the game.
The integrity
Yeah,
of the
I fully
game
agree with
is
that.
fully
Yeah.
in question.
Yeah, it's fair.
Because at that point, you've literally disallowed a goal
Yeah.
using technology that should have supported you in giving that goal, but you've done the opposite. And now the game's continued. That team have now lost points, and now they could just go back. Even though you're right, the game went on and you won the game, and I feel like you deserved the 3 points in the end. They can still say, "Oh,
deserved.
no," but
We can talk.
I think in the end, in the end, they did deserve the 3 points in my opinion. I think obviously if you go down to 9 men, which was their fault.
Yeah.
They have to,
because
they
that's the next incident
They
I wanna
have
get
to,
to as
they
well.
have to
Yeah,
capitalize
yeah,
on
yeah.
that,
Let's
and
get to
that's
that
that.
incident.
They have to do their job.
Let's get to the first. Let's first go. We haven't
Because-
gone to the goals of the game first off. But listen, Heung-min Son scored. Richarlison assisted. There was a well
Good
goal by
assist
the-
as well, man.
Yeah,
He was busy in that first half. To be
Yeah,
fair,
yeah.
he hit the post
Busybody.
just before that or after that. I can't remember as
R9.
well, but
Yeah,
he was
R9.
busy. And to be fair, do you know what, Son? When we was watching the game, he seemed to lose the ball a few times. They didn't see, but watching it back, I was like, yo, there was actually 1 or 2 chances even after the half he had. I was like, I think I might have been too harsh on his performance, but. Either way, I thought after that kind of incident, the game was still there. Liverpool was still creating chances. And even when they got their equaliser right before
with
half-time,
Cody Gakpo, yeah.
I was like, damn, yo, they actually deserve it to be going in 1-1.
Even
And it's
with 10
annoying
men.
because...
I feel like at times it looked like it was still 11. 11,
Yeah,
11,
bro, I was-
Yeah, Jenny felt like that.
Especially when we've played so well, we've been dominating teams or whatever. And now you're up against 10 men and they're making... For me, I think walking away from this, Liverpool walk away with so much more. But second half, as you say, they bring on Jota. And I'm sorry...
First yellow as well was a
because
bit
there's
dodgy.
so much amplification on this, or so much spotlight on that
Yeah.
Luis Diaz goal. I feel like Jota's getting away crime-free here.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, the first yellow card, we can say it's harsh. There was definitely contact with his knee.
And that's why Udogie
It
tripped.
wasn't even intentional. That's why Udogie trips. I think Udogie obviously
you
makes a
have to
meal
use
out of
your
it.
brain as a footballer to know I'm on a yellow card. I need to
guess-
be careful. Within
Absolutely.
2
There you
minutes, you do that stupid.
Yeah, the second one was a dumb.
challenge. It was almost like his head was gone,
Bro,
You know, his
yeah,
head was gone from the previous challenge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because
You know
it's
what I mean?
the same brother
Yeah,
Udogie dispossesses me, shoulders me to the floor. Now I need to
This
do an
young kid.
overzealous challenge
Yeah, yeah.
to go and get this back. And
It's
that's
stupid.
where I'm like, bro, that is stupid. You know your team is down to 10.
Yeah.
You've now just cost your team the game.
Yeah, he
And
let
that's
his team
where
down.
for me, it's like, Now Liverpool are literally putting 9 men behind the ball. Salah's doing up right back row. I'm like, yeah, man, you fluffed it. So for me, when that red card happens, that's when the game is gone for Liverpool. And I
that's
feel
when
like
they had to bring on Trent, they had to bring on Kanate, they had to bring on
course, and
Endo.
they had to basically
They had to defend,
and
they had
now,
to get the
now
points.
it becomes Spurs have to break us down. And I think this is where, I'll be honest, I was annoyed because where I said this game is going to be a little bit of a test, we never really got that because Liverpool went down to 10 men in the first half, then 9 men in the second half. And then once it becomes like a wave after wave, break them down. Outside of Madison, one thing I've seen is we struggle to create a little bit.
Oh, 100%.
Your team don't have any
Out
don't have
wide,
X factor still.
and that front three, this is where I think we were worried that if the goals dry up, who's going to pop up in that front three? Who's going to, Leah's even said it on the watch along, someone missing that kind of X factor.
Yeah.
We spoke about it.
And you're just,
Madison felt like he was like, had a knee injury the whole
you know
game,
what it
but
is?
he still
I
had
feel
something
like
about him.
He's picked up a knock at the North London derby game.
Yeah, I agree.
He's kind of forcing it through. And the issue we have with someone like Madison, we don't have a replacement for that.
Yeah.
He comes off.
You cannot
A
replace him.
Højbjerg or a Lo Celso is coming on. It's night and day, bro. Same for Romero, Udogi, Bissouma. There's a few players who,
In terms of
outside of that
depth.
first 11, and you saw it, once we started to make subs, it made no difference, bro. We brought... I think
Oliver
he-
skipped Ben Davis on. Mana Solomon was decent to be fair.
Solomon is the only attacker though we can bring
Yeah,
on. That kind of says to you about our depth, and we struggled to break. Now, bro, we relied on our own goal in the end. Do you know what I mean? So,
But I'm not gonna
kind
lie.
of tells you. So
That own
walking
goal,
away
yeah.
from that, you're kind of thinking as a Spurs fan, I'm taking.
I hear it.
whether-
I hear it.
I'll take an own goal. I'll take a disallowed goal. I'll take 2 red cards,
brother.
and I will celebrate it because guess what? It still counts for 3.
But brother, an own
points.
goal, own goal, yeah.
Yeah.
And Pedro Porro takes off his shirt for an own goal.
What? I can't lie.
He took off his shirt.
That was nasty.
Shameless behavior.
That ain't no dog. Don't do that. Don't do
Him
that.
and Fu are the same.
Where the dogs at?
Him
You're
and Fu are the
diluting the
same.
brand.
Him and Fu are the same.
Him and Fu are the same.
Don't do that.
Him and Fu are the same.
He took off his shirt as well.
He was going to. I said, chill.
I was about to.
Chill out.
But nah, I can't lie. That was shameless. still.
Can we have a
Liverpool,
conversation
I
on
think,
thingy first? Sorry, can we
Go
have a
on.
conversation with Kulusevski?
Yeah, we can.
I feel like within this season,
From an outsider looking in, tell me, what does he look like?
I feel like he's probably the only player for Ange that just he doesn't suit his
I thought
system.
he had a good game.
Now I thought he had.
I thought he had a good game.
He had a good game in the sense of getting on the ball, driving, but that final.
But he looks
ball-
busy. That's
it,
the
that
thing.
final
He just
ball,
looks
and that's the
busy,
thing.
bro.
That
that
final ball,
Richarlison
do you know what I
again?
feel
No,
like?
he just looks busy,
I feel like
bro.
he's become too predictable. When he first came here, it was I can go on the outside on my right
Yes.
foot. I can come in on the
But he was still
inside,
doing that.
and you don't know if I'm gonna cross it or if I'm gonna shoot it.
yeah.
Now it's almost like 9 times out of 10 I can guarantee. Even on the
gonna
watch
try
along,
and
I'll
cross it,
say,
yeah.
watch him. He's cutting inside
Yeah,
and shoot.
yeah.
And
You're like, Kulu, show me something. This season
And
you've
then-
been a
and
bit.
then
and it's always blocked.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that unpredictability has kind of gone out of it. And I said in February, I think he picked up an injury. He came back from that. He didn't look the same. And I was like, the rhythm is not there. The consistency is not there. This season, I said, Kane's out the side. You need to take some more
Yeah.
Facts.
responsibility.
Take the mantle, yeah.
You need to kind of.
I was high on him.
Almost like the new attack. You need to be the
I
leader.
think that's a
of
bit
it.
harsh though, man.
No, but here's the
because
thing.
I don't
You
think
got-
I
you
don't
gotta
think his
remember-
performances are bad. I think his performances could
It's-
be, it could be
it's
better.
like a-
Yeah.
it's
It could be
like a-
better.
You think he's missing the
I
Kane
feel
He's
play?
not a seven. He's not
missing
playing
that-
sevens.
At the moment, what it is, I feel like he's missing
worst
that.
thing is he's got
that
2
kind of edge
goals.
because
Yeah.
when he first came, he had that sort of. Like you said, that unpredictability
X
and a
factor.
bang.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the ball's in the back of the net. But I don't think his performances have been terrible.
No,
I think he's still.
nobody's saying he's
yeah,
terrible.
yeah,
though. That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. Is
Yeah.
I think
the
he's
standard
underperforming.
of what you're expected. You got to remember, 18 months ago when he had that initial 6 months, we were saying, "Yo, him or Saka combined 11, what?"
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
was the conversation. Now think of where those two are.
Mm-hmm.
Now think of Saka's leading his
Yeah, of
country.
course. No,
Saka's leading
Yeah.
Premier League charges, and okay, maybe crumbling at the end, but
Still him at 20, 21 doing that. I hear it still.
But he's
I
still
like that one.
coming in with the goals, the assists. He's still.
I mean, we've
turning
just
up
touched
like-
October.
with-
I think give it the.
My thing is,
I think
it's
he
still has to integrate into the
I think
system.
performances-wise this
Yeah.
season, it's
Yeah.
been mild.
Mild, bro. He's not them.
7 out of 10s is what he's been giving us.
Yeah.
He gave us 2 games here where he scored back-to-back games. He scored goals,
Yeah.
and they were better performances. But bro, the Kulu we saw in the first 6 months, what was it, Faisal? Bro, tables were moving.
The thing about the final pass, I think generally in that game specifically, I think the final ball was terrible all round. All round. I think the final
It
like,
became a
just-
scrappy game.
Yeah, like it was
scrappy.
like every time they would do all the nice
I've said,
passage
yeah.
of play, and then that final passes kept letting them down
See
every
that
single time.
First phase, second phase,
yeah.
as they say,
Yeah.
were perfect in that. It's that final third I'm always
Yeah.
worried about. So walking away from that, seeing how we weren't able to kind of break them down, even 10v11, they were better than us. We kind of sneaked and shagged the goal, bro. The record we have against Liverpool, I will take
Yeah.
it any
You have
way.
to.
I can.
Sometimes it's harder to play.
Sometimes you just need those results to break the hoodoo that you have against
That's
that
not
club.
even a who. Yeah, just to build the confidence.
yeah.
That's
And
what
I
happened
think
to us.
The Community Shield.
Community Shield.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
We couldn't beat Man City.
And I hear
young
what
kids.
you're
And you just
saying.
need that kind of like
A
last
penny
minute
shootout. I couldn't
equalizer.
give a shit when it was a penny shootout.
Yeah.
No, I agree, and in terms of even what like him celebrating like that, I get it. Because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
Bro, I'll be real with you.
Celebrate.
that
Any
3
game-
point
yeah.
could do so much for them going forward this season.
And I'll be real with you. And anybody knows, any game you score a last minute winner, I'm sorry, you're losing your rag.
Yeah.
I don't care. And we've
Regardless-
had that,
regardless
we've
if
had
you
that
didn't play
in
great.
back-to-back games now. I'm like, yeah.
The
man,
one
we'll
thing I
take
do
it.
want to praise Spurs on though, and it's weird me saying it.
Yeah.
You've had fair enough tough fixtures to start the first 7 games. You had 3 big games.
Outside the last 2 weeks, I would say it was fair. It was the second easiest because we had Olympian United, we had Burnley who just got promoted, we had Bournemouth who are still finding their
Brentford
feet.
as well.
You had Brentford, the first
That was
away
first
game.
game. Oh yeah.
So you could say, yeah, that was maybe a tough fixture. But outside of that, I would say we had a fairly easy. These 2 weeks were the ones where I'm like, all right, now we're going to see if that was a little fake period.
4 points out of 6.
4 points out. And it's like Emirates away, respectable performance as well.
And
on
the
top
last
of that.
time you've won there
And
was
2010, yeah. So it's crazy. Like expecting a win there was nuts.
You
Leaving
broke
there
2
and
hoodoos.
disappointed.
You broke 2 hoodoos because
Yeah.
you never beaten Mikel Arteta's Arsenal at Emirates.
Absolutely.
So it is one of those.
So for me, it was like, yo, we've walked away with 4 points out of these 2 weeks, and now you look at the next couple of fixtures coming up. That's where I'm like,
Yeah, they've got
let's
nice-
build
they've got
some
nice few
confidence.
games.
Let's
Yeah,
build
yeah.
some stretch.
Yeah.
I don't want to
And
hear
you're
no
second
title
now,
talk.
man.
That's zip it. Hey, any Spurs fan, shut up.
Huh?
We are not talking about that.
Well, we
Listen,
got some
top six is the aim.
correspondence to read
I
here
wanna
for
say,
the
though, before
Tottenham
you get
fan.
to the
Go on.
correspondence, on Liverpool.
Yeah,
bruv.
let's talk about Liverpool. I was
I
about to
think
say
on
that.
Liverpool,
Yeah.
I want to say, like, I think they're walking out, even though they took the loss.
Heads
they're-
held high.
Oh, yeah.
Heads held high, and I think you're seeing a lot more character out of this Liverpool. I know
100%.
normally they're character FC, do you know what I mean? But I think time and time again they've gone down to 10 men this season, bro. That team
Newcastle
keeps
was
fighting
very
through.
impressive. Yeah.
Newcastle was it Bournemouth as well? McAllister there where he
Yeah,
got the
yeah,
red card
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
you've seen them showing character, but I really thought in that game they deserved something. The fact that we walked away with the win, it's like.
And they were 30 seconds
take
away.
it.
It's crazy how football works.
Bro.
96th minute, and it was 6 minutes at a time.
Own goal as well, like very unfortunate. Listen, they should have took something, but
I want to give credit because obviously I'm his biggest hater, innit? Well, I'm known to be.
Mo Salah?
hater. No, Mo Salah.
No, he loves
my
Mo
guy.
Salah. He loves
I
Mo
love
Salah.
Mo Salah.
do you know what? This is where I'm so glad
Yeah.
you're entering because we need to have this dialogue
Yeah.
because I used to speak on him the same way you speak on him. You're about to talk about Big Verge.
Big Verge, yeah.
Take the floor, please.
Nah, because you know what it is? I have
we
to.
have to put some
He
respect.
deserves.
on
He
him.
actually deserves
and
it.
you know what's
Minutes
crazy?
too, yeah.
This is
It's
the
well known.
haters union right here
Haters union,
speaking.
and I have to admit, bro, like this is probably the best form of Van Dijk I've seen since his injury.
You know what I
Yeah.
said? And I think I love that Faisal tweeted it out today as well. And I said it last week on a pod. I feel like the pre-injury Virgil has almost become like this unicorn. Like he's never gonna get back to that level. That thing that we saw for that 2-year stretch is like
Yeah, it was crazy.
we'll never forget it.
Crazy
Everyone will
prime.
talk about when we talk about centre back peaks. That's the barometer.
That's number one.
Yeah,
That's the
for sure.
barometer you
Yeah,
go
yeah.
to. When you talk about impact coming into a club, that's the
Number
barometer.
one.
Yeah.
But post injury, I always said, yo, this is where I'm looking at this, Donny. This aura thing that you had before ain't gonna work.
Yeah,
Now
it
you need
diminished.
to adapt your game, especially when you have an injury like that at that age. And I think he himself, for last year, still thought he was that guy, and his body was telling him almost. We need to tweak it. We need to adjust it a little bit. And don't get it twisted. Liverpool, I think, have been conceding goals this year as well. But his performances within that, how he's leading that defense again, the amount of headers he's winning again now. Now he's actually engaging as well in 1v1s. I'm like, aye,
He's actually taking the lead. Like, he's showing that leadership. I think the cap. I said,
And
you know,
I'm
I said, you know, I said. I remember I said in the live show. I said Liverpool season, and I said this in the live show. It relies heavily on the version of Van Dijk that they get.
Yeah. Is it
Because I said-
Need
because he's got-
How
I said-
Van Dijk?
I said he's got the armband now. We might get
redemption.
the redemption Van Dijk, or get the Knee Howe version, the Al Ittihad. Do you know what I mean? The Chicago Fire. Do you know what I mean?
Poon FC.
Or Pune FC. You know what I mean? Or
Melbourne.
Al Sadd. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? We might go to them sides.
There's levels.
Do you know what I mean? But like I said, I think his importance in the team is what was going to decide whether or not Liverpool will have a good season. And I'm not gonna lie to you, he stepped up, and and I have to hold my hand up and say, you know what, fair play to him because he's proven me wrong. He might not be. I don't think he's at the level he was before.
Yeah.
but he's definitely in the
Post-injury.
conversation of being maybe right now currently top 5, top 3 even centre backs in the league.
The system
Yeah.
changes,
Yeah.
Especially this
massively
season.
as well.
And this is what consistency does, bro.
Yeah.
I know it's like 7 games in now, but I trust Van Dijk to kind of be able to keep
agree.
us up throughout the season.
Yeah.
But another one in that Liverpool defense as well, I think has come back to the levels.
No?
Robertson.
Yeah.
I think especially when El Faiz was saying last season,
Get past Stoney.
get him out, boom, boom, boom. I think he's really gone back to the level. So as much as Liverpool lost that game and can take an L or whatever, I think some of the individuals there definitely hold their
They're the
heads
type to
high,
like
man.
bounce back really well.
I think
as well.
they also their tactical plan got messed up with Jota because I saw Nunes was coming.
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
I was scared.
I
When the
told
moment
you,
I saw
I
Nunes, I said,
If Nunes came on, it would have been long. And I'm a Darwin Nunes hater as well,
Yeah.
but I could tell you for
I
fact, the way
don't
the
know
game
how you
was
hate on
going,
him, man.
It was suited for
had he
Nunes.
come in, that was a game that was perfect for
Yeah.
him.
Can't
lie,
Bro.
That was perfect for him.
They went down to 10 men against Newcastle. He came on. He changed the game.
Yeah,
scored
yeah,
two.
yeah.
One thing
He
I
would've
will
done the
say
same
though,
thing.
It's not even
you
that.
say it's perfect for Darwin. I was seeing Van de Ven on some crazy recovery runs in that game though. So for me, I would have loved to seen that match.
I love
Yeah,
that guy as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
The Van de Ven, Darwin Nunes, 1v1
been- you know,
races.
but you-
Because I know he's
Yeah.
going to have the tussles with Romero and then the runs with it. I would have just loved
But
to see
you know
that.
the thing that would have
Spooky. I can't
like,
like, when
like
I
that.
saw him warming up, I said,
I would have
not today, big man.
Nah, bro. I saw
life. I can't let it slightly caught life.
when I saw him on the steps doing it. I said,
Do you know what's
right. Because that line that you guys were playing, because remember, Liverpool intercepted and Salah were having a half turn by the halfway line.
Yeah.
I saw all these
With
needles.
no support.
One
With no support as well.
Nunes run.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is rap still. Like, I don't know if he'd score.
I can't lie. Diaz was trying for dear life in that game to ruin everything for us, man. Is that what you call him now?
That's
Yeah?
what Wizzy called him. He's like Neymar, bro. Neymar. Especially when he scored.
Did the thing,
Even though he scored an own goal in the end, which was unfortunate, I think Matip had a
Yeah.
had a solid game still. I can't lie.
It's like when you look at the...
Especially considering like a lot of Liverpool fans, I think were saying like
Alisson
last
had a
season
very
he
good
was
game,
on
by
his
the
Even
way.
Joe Gomez.
Oi,
Alisson,
there was
man.
one mad save he pulled off.
All these rough guys, bro. They're
In the
they're
second
planning up the season.
in the second half, Alisson pulled off a mad save. I think it was from Son had like the scissor kick, but before that, the Madison curler.
Yeah,
that
curler,
was it.
yes.
And I remember Madison, like I think 2 minutes before that, had the same shot
On the other
but
side.
it was just a little bit towards
Yeah,
it. And then
yeah.
he said, "Nah, this one I'm gonna try and bend it." And he
yeah.
said, "Nah."
Nah, big man.
Do you know who I
I
am?
am. I'm the best
Do you
keeper in
know
the
who
world.
I am?
I can say I'm the best keeper in the world.
I'm ready
I
today.
can't lie. That look.
It's not
we're the best goalkeeper in the world. You can do it.
X on his face or
True,
something, man. I don't know,
true,
man.
true,
Grow your
true.
beard out, man.
But listen, let's get to the correspondence.
Yeah.
We got analysis by Silver is taking. He's a Spurs fan. He's like, Liverpool disallowed goal was a bad call, but this fixture has had bad calls before against Tottenham, so Spurs fans will feel a bit of poetic justice.
Absolutely.
That's a lie.
He said,
Jota booting Romero in the head. We forget that.
yeah. What about Harry Kane when
Champions
he
League
when he
final?
tried when he clamped Robertson? Yeah.
Get that?
What?
Yeah, when
White Hart Lane,
starts over the
Tottenham
ankle. Yeah.
That is a bad decision. I agree.
Yeah.
They've
What
been
about that penalty in the last minute when the referee was in the linesman? Who was it? Van Dijk kicked. Van Dijk kicked Lamella. Van Dijk kicked Lamella.
When?
You don't remember that one? 2-2.
No? You're just making things up.
Oh, he doesn't
remember
remember.
he's Mr. Receipts as well.
making up the other story.
You're just making things up, bro. Like, what the hell are you
making up
talking
the other
about?
story
What's
as
he looking
well.
at
I hear
as
it.
well? But he also said the
Oh,
subs.
I'm just looking at Jota kicking, skip in the head. Oh, Mane just handballing. Yeah.
He's got
is
some
that
seasons,
that
can't lie.
Robertson? Oh, is that?
I think they're in their own world
Oh
now.
yeah.
I think, yeah.
I've got plenty
think
of
this is-
receipts
yeah.
of this fixture showing, unfortunate things happening to us. So that's why I'm like, hey, I understand.
Poetic. Justice. Dogs. The subs.
You're diluting the brand. Stop it.
That's why I won. He also said the subs also provide the hard work, which is why Skip got behind DVD and what was it? Caused Matip to come across in order to help him concede the goal. The run by Skip should not be downplayed. P.S. For Wizzy was looking at Matip when the game was done. We also got analysis from 2 Liverpool fans. Alex Tech, he said that Jones read. He's got eyes on the board the entire time.
Facts.
His foot rolls off the ball and catches Basuma.
I'm not hearing that one.
I really, really think that the game's gone if that's what we go to VAR for. For me, that's just what happens in the midfield. I
what
ride
Leroy's
those
arguing.
challenges 4 times a game. Ridiculous. Ruined the game. 25 minutes into what was looking like a chess match. Even with 10, we had moments and looked good, but 9 is too great of a loss.
Nah, but
I hear him.
You left me with dark.
The fact that the Curtis Jones red card is the one. The Jota yellow is the one I can hear if he was making a case. The Jones red, I'm sorry, you have no case.
Game's gone.
The thing is,
Game's gone.
with the Jones red card, yeah.
And I love those types of
It's-
tackles.
But we can agree.
That's your program.
But you know what it is? We can agree with Jones.
I would
didn't-
disagree.
There was no
intense.
there was
It
no
wasn't
malicious
ill
intent,
intent.
for sure.
Fully.
But it's still dangerous play. whether there's intent or not, it's still dangerous play, and you have to send him off.
fair.
The only thing I don't like though is the angle that they had shown on the screen. Like they had that one.
They all showed the
shot.
worst angle.
It's like almost like they were trying to push the referee into sending my man off.
Hey.
Bro, like
I was working
It was
then.
a bit slide.
I was working then.
Yeah, it was working on that one.
But it was a 3-minute decision. It's like, why didn't you just do that for the offside? Took you.
That's what I'm saying. Inconsistency.
And finally, we got analysis from Femi, who's another Liverpool fan. He said, in the second half, we really put in a shift, but it was clear that we were clinging on at times. Alisson made a couple unbelievable saves to keep us in the game. The second red, again, was a joke. Adogi tripped himself for the first yellow. Jota was very unlucky. Listen, after 7 games of the 23-24 Premier League season, only 2 teams remain unbeaten. Arsenal and Spurs.
Don't touch me, bruv. I think they can
nice.
allow it, bro.
My guy.
Yeah,
But one team that's still not unbeaten and still can't win to save their life is Man United. You lost at home to Crystal Palace.
watching them lose. Bro, stop smiling. I love watching them lose. Man United, I love watching them lose. Oh. Man got life like this. Hey, this is nuts. This is nuts.
Having gone 21 Premier League home games unbeaten, Man United have now lost each of their last 2 Premier League games at Old Trafford.
No.
Roy Hodgson is the first manager in Premier League history to get 5 consecutive away league games against Man United unbeaten.
No, that's real men.
Let's go. Listen, I also have
You know
a...
you support Arsenal Football Club, both of you, right?
I told the man of this. I
you
prefer
support
watching
Arsenal
United.
Football
United losing makes me more happy than
Well,
Arsenal.
it does.
That's
If we
fine.
lost against Bournemouth, I wouldn't care because they
That's
lost.
fine.
I couldn't care less.
If you was a Man City fan, I would hear it. But you're Arsenal.
Who's a Man City fan?
Arsenal, like.
Why are you trying to get him into your
Where's the
team?
energy coming from?
Why are you trying to get him into your
Where's the
team?
energy coming
Your team
from?
lost, bro. We got to
That's
talk about your
fine, our
team.
team lost.
Give me
Talk
some
about it,
analysis,
lost.
bro.
That's fine.
Give me some analysis. You
Go
overslept
speak.
that game as well. You never watched that game.
So all I
Speak.
overslept.
Huh?
So all I overslept when you idiot. Was I not at the night town?
Why you got to swear for? I got to bleep this stuff.
You know,
I got to bleep this shit.
Night time for What idiot.
He's like night time for United.
Overslept and I'm with you.
He's like night time.
What's-
Did you come early or did you come late?
What's going on?
Did you come late or early? Or
I came on time. I came just before the event started, man. What are you talking about?
Hella bleeps,
I wasn't
man.
there.
What do you want me
He
to do,
was
man?
still.
I was
He
there.
was on time.
There you
Hella
go.
He was on time.
Hella
still.
bleeps, man. Talk to me about
No,
your game.
get your words out.
Talk to me about
pussy.
your game, man.
Get your words out,
We
man.
lost 1-0 at home to Crystal Palace.
Yeah, we did. Now I can't collect my thoughts. Now I can't collect my thoughts. This guy threw me off.
If you don't know
Yeah.
how these two guys I love it, man.
Yeah, this guy
Hey,
threw me off.
man.
This guy's threw me off,
Talk
man.
to me, man.
But listen,
Are we Ten Hag in? Are we Ten Hag out? Are we going to shake it all
listen,
about?
listen,
Come on, man.
Listen, I'm not. Look. This is the first time. Wow, so you're not gonna let me talk?
Yo,
You're gonna ask me to talk and you're not gonna let me talk?
You gotta let it.
Nah, put your hand down, man. Like a pussy, man. Take it back.
My guy.
Okay,
Stop that,
stop
man.
saving him, man. Stop saving him, bro.
Nah, God.
Nah, but you know what it is? I'm not gonna lie to you. This is probably the first time this season where doubts have started to creep in about Ten Hag.
Facts.
This is the first time.
I'm so happy.
And everyone knows, like, I've given this guy, I've been patient with him. I've given him time. Even the first few games this season, I gave him excuses, you know. I kind of gave him a
Injuries.
bypass. I was like, you know what? We lost away to Tottenham, good team this season. We lost away to Arsenal. You know what I mean? These are not like, you know,
And lost the last minute against
anyone
Arsenal.
could go there and lose. Do you know what I mean? We lost to Bayern Munich. So I said, you know what? We've got a lot of injuries. I'm going to let it slide.
Yeah.
We've got some good run of games coming up. A lot of the games that we have coming up are home games. So I said, you know what? Maybe we'll be able to win a few games there
String a
and
little
sort of
something
string
together.
some confidence together and, you know, maybe start our season, kick off our season from there.
Yeah.
Bro, Brighton, Crystal Palace now. I'm looking at the team thinking, this can't be Manchester United players.
I wouldn't even say those games. I'd had Wolves. I'd have Burnley. In
No,
terms
but-
of
yeah, but no,
not
but
taking
listen,
dobs,
no,
but just
but-
watching the team play.
No, but yeah, you can
know where I'm
question the
from?
performance, but at the end of the day, you walked away with the 3 points. So I can't criticize too much because you walked away with the 3 points.
Yeah.
So I'll let those
But
ones
it'll
slide.
bite you in the ass at the end of the day.
Of course, but we did a lot of that last season where we had bad performances and still got the 3 points. You know, we still like went through it. But I'm talking about in terms of the Crystal Palace game. I'm looking at these players like
Considering you played them midweek as well.
Yeah, you bopped him.
we played them with midweek with guys that weren't getting minutes. We played them with practically our second team. A lot of players that came back as well from injury.
Yeah.
And we played better football in
rotate
that
as well,
game
yeah.
that we played in this game.
That's true.
My question now, the doubts that are coming in with Den Hag is you got players like Marcus Rashford, yeah? Marcus Rashford.
He doesn't deserve his
He
name.
doesn't deserve
He
his name.
doesn't
He doesn't
deserve his
deserve
name.
it. MBE. MBE, you know?
MBE boy.
MBE, Marcus
MBE
Rashford,
high.
yeah? The IQ level this man displays on the pitch, he can't be a footballer. To me, he can't be a footballer. There are decisions that even if I put a schoolboy on the pitch, he's making those decisions. Like, it's a little...
Garnacho, he's a kid.
Look, Garnacho comes on, and the amount of time that he's been on the pitch, he looks more threatening than Marcus Rashford, that's been at this club for how many years now? Who's meant to be our leading man, our leading star player.
Yeah. He's just got the new big contract as well. Was it last year or
Last
whatever?
season.
So
and ever since he had a
he's not
contract,
moving
it's not,
anywhere.
you know what it is for me, bro.
Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang behind
my
that.
problem is, this is my thing, yeah?
Sign up for
They love
350
running that
and
narrative when it's African players.
It's true. No, but it's true. You know what it is, yeah? I'm okay with losing football matches. Losing a football match is not a problem. It's the manner in which you lose. And I'm looking at these players and they're so mentally weak. In that final third, no creativity. Decision making is absolutely horrible. Horrible. And Marcus Rashford, I'm sorry, I don't like to single players out, but he epitomizes everything that's wrong with Man United at the moment.
Yeah.
Demeanor's off. Work ethic is not there. Every time he gets into his 1v1 situations, he's doing the same predictable things over and over again.
He's only looking to do one thing, shoot at a goal.
And I feel so sorry for Hoyun because this brother must be thinking, there's no point in me running. This ball is never coming to me. Yeah. Brother, what is the point?
If you ain't Martial, I ain't passing to you.
And I think that...
Bro, I can't... Like,
I think that's one excuse as well.
And this is where my doubts come in. Like, this is where the questions start coming to Ten Hag. And now I'm starting... Okay, fair, I don't agree with what Sancho did, but I'm hearing it. Now I'm hearing it. Because it's this inconsistency of... You say that players should be playing based on merit and based on performances, right? That was his whole...
Demeanor.
When he first came to the club, that's what he said. He said, I remember him preseason saying that nobody's guaranteed a starting spot and everybody has to earn the right to play. Yeah. Right? He said this. He said this early on in his Man United career. Yeah. How many games has Marcus Rashford been stinky?
I get it.
Since from like March, April.
We were having this debate off camera. I was telling you, listen, when even the player like Marcus Rashford being stinky, he still provides
a moment of magic.
But when does that moment come?
That's a player you can't sub off.
But you
can't not start.
This is the problem though. You know, a football match is 90 minutes.
No, I agree.
You cannot be stinky for 89 minutes week in, week out. You can get away with it like Saka. Well, like we mentioned Saka off the pod.
There's been one or two games where he's been stinky.
But he's not stinky. You know he's not stinky every single game.
It's merit. With that, it's more of he's putting the work.
You earn the right.
To have earned the right.
Credit in the bank.
Credit in the bank that allows you to be in those situations.
But that end of season form, Saka was not great. And obviously he was carrying an Achilles injury or just his form dipped massively. But Arteta kept sticking with him and kept playing him because he's like, even though this guy gets stinky,
but he's still influential.
You got to play Fabio over there. You can play Reece Nelson over there.
Back then, he didn't really trust him.
With Saka, at least, even if he's not having the greatest of game, there's still some level of influence
But that's what
on
Rashford.
the game.
But that's what Rashford can
with
provide.
Saka resort. On top of that, he's always double teamed. My brother is isolated 1v1 situations and he can't make the right decision. Yeah. Whether it be a pass, whether it be a shot, whether it's hitting across, he's not making the right decision. At some point, you have to look at this guy and say, I can't trust this man. I can't trust him. No matter if you're Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, if you're consistently making bad decisions and on top of that, you're not even working hard when we don't even have the ball.
Yeah. But he never was from the get-go.
For me, I think
it's...
No,
you could...
It never really was a work ethic.
Marcus Rashford always pressed. Marcus Rashford
from the front,
was always a willing runner. He was always a willing to be a threat in the counter. And I agree. I think the shoulders look drooped. He doesn't look mentally there. The press isn't there. Something seems off. I don't know whether he's got beef with the manager or whatever.
Probably just everything around the club right now.
I think when you look at him and Bruno, I don't think performances this season have been there. I think last year he lost the numbers a little bit, but performances were still there. You played him on the right, he was still there. You played him deeper, it was still there. Like I was like, he's actually taken to the captaincy really well, if anything. This year, I don't feel like any player can hold themselves accountable and say, I've delivered even a 6 out of 10. Not one United player can say that. So it's like, as much as I can, and it's up to Ten Hag to get that out of them.
Of course, and that's where he has to take accountability.
But this group of players, the reason why I always get so frustrated with United players is it's always been the same guys who've been letting down. Oli, Jose, Louis van Gaal. Like, some of these guys have been here for so long or whatever, and it's like, it's the same old cycle. And now you're hearing the murmurs of, oh, there might be fractures with the manager, little leaks from
Player
the dressing
power
room,
again.
player power all over again. And the issue I hear with Ten Hag is, I've always been saying, yo, give him time, give him patience. I'm not a fan of sacking and changing managers because even if you sack him, who comes in next?
They're going to deal with the same shit.
Exactly. And especially with United, I said that the issues are so much bigger than just the manager and even just a squad. It wasn't just a matter of throwing 2 or 3 signings in. You needed an overhaul of that squad. Do you know what I mean? You don't have a director of football in place. You have a board that wants to half sell the club, and you have to kind of bring cohesion in between all of that. So he's got one of the hardest jobs, in my opinion. And then you look at the players there, I don't feel like the issue I have, sorry, I was going to say is he's trusting guys who I don't think are trustworthy. In a sense of like, Marcus Rashford, I'm essentially, with this contract that he gave him, I'm giving you the keys of Manchester.
Basically,
You've given us your years of service. Now here are the keys. And essentially now Rashford's going, thank you. I have no more motivation.
But this
Because
I'm 25.
That's the problem.
I'm 25. I'm 25, bro.
And the thing is, it's up to Ten Hag now to
have some
give him
balls.
new motivation, to get that out of him. And
I think
Rashford has to have that professional accountability on himself. But guys like Bruno, I'm looking at, and Varane, and Casemiro, and Mount, especially now he's back from injury. They have to raise their individual levels, in my opinion. Onana, you have
Mount
to
had a
raise your
good game, in
individual
my
level.
opinion.
Yeah,
I think-
but I feel like a lot of these players, no one talks about these individuals, and a lot of the times the eyes go on Rashford and Bruno, and I get it. Those are the 2 guys who Ten Hag has given the captains to, highest paid player. They should deserve that.
But do you know
I think it's the opposite.
Guys are getting
do you
away
know
as
what
well.
it is, though? Go on. What were you gonna say?
I'm saying I think it's the opposite.
You think a lot of the other guys get
No,
criticism
no,
and
I
those two
think
get away?
I think not get away. I think Rashford and Bruno are kind of stunned that the spotlight's hit them, and now Man United fans are getting onto them. Because, like you said, there was
But they
so
wanted
many
it.
you know,
They wanted the spotlight. I'm
No,
not
but-
letting them
no,
run
but
away
I'm
from
not-
that.
but-
Rashford always wanted to be
No,
the
but-
Manchester
no, but
United
not-
golden
I'm not-
boy.
I'm not-
And Bruno wanted to be the captain.
No, but I'm not
You
regarding
wanted
that.
to wait till Mata left, till you got the
I'm
8.
with you.
Cool.
I'm with you.
You now got your responsibility that you
But I'm not
wanted.
regarding
Don't
that.
shirk from it.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I'm looking at these 2 where I'm saying like, okay, you lot got what you wanted. You got your number 10, you got your number 8. Step up to
But
the
that's
plate
not the
now.
spot- no,
Don't
that's-
look at Ten Hag and say, oh, Ten Hag has to motivate me. Bro, you're 25. You're 27. You're a Portugal international. You're an England international. You shouldn't need a manager to motivate
No,
you.
I'm not
That's
saying
your
that.
point.
What's your point?
No, my point was in terms of not necessarily the spotlight, but because, as Liban would say, you guys had so many scapegoats, they probably thought it will never reach them. And now it's caught up to them, like the Marcus Rashford and the Brunos, where now every United fan's going, we can't even start Rashford. Bruno, what the hell happened to him? And now they're looking at it going, I'm turning back going, you know what,
right.
Dallas been playing well. Varane come back looking good.
Amrabat's
been well.
Casemiro had and
Don't have
Mount
it
had a
from.
decent game.
You can't blame Sancho. You can't blame Anthony no
Can't
more.
blame Maguire.
what's nuts?
Rashford.
Midweek,
Yeah.
who were the 2 players missing?
It was Bruno and Rashford.
Was that not the most cohesive United performance you'd seen?
Uncomfortable conversations.
And what was everyone saying? Watch what happens when them 2 come back in the team.
That's what I'm saying.
And look what
now
happened.
they're gonna target them.
And I'm not saying,
For me-
listen, I'm not trying to be unfair and be like everything's
Single
on
them out,
single
yeah,
them
yeah,
out.
yeah.
But I'm saying there is definitely some sort of correlation between them 2 on the pitch, and it's not necessarily sometimes even their performances. It's just
the demeanor.
because even with Crystal Palace, we started well.
Yeah.
We didn't start bad.
Yeah.
It's when we got. It's like
This
every
happens
time,
in so many United
No,
games.
because you know what it is?
Let's go 1-0, that's dead good.
They get the sucker punch
That's been,
like that.
that's been the theme this whole season. We start well, and a goal comes out of nowhere, and the team is so mentally fragile that any adversity they come against, they just crumble.
Yeah.
And that's the problem that we have this season. I agree with you so much in terms of like they're kind of more overwhelmed with the fact that the spotlight has come to us now. But yeah, it has, because before you had those people that you could sort of be like, oh, it's
Martial.
I had a shit game, but
Pogba.
this guy had a way shit game.
now everybody in this
I'm not
team,
holding it.
they're not
I had a
playing.
shit game because guy had a shit game. That's why. Yeah. So I got directly affected.
And you know what people say? Oh, Ten Hag's talent ID. All he's doing is hiring or signing players that he's familiar with or he knows from the Dutch league and that. I hear it because the players that he's signing, he knows they're not going to turn on him. He knows they're going to at least give him 100%. Whether they win or lose, they're going to give it 100%. Anthony, everybody gets onto Anthony, but Anthony at least puts in, whether he's having a shit game or a good game, he gives you 100% work rate. Whether he is able to pull shit off at the other end, that's a whole different topic. But in terms of his work rate, you see it with Mount on the weekend. You saw it with Casemiro. You saw it with Amrabat. You saw it with every single one of his signings on the weekend put in work. Except the one, even Weghorst was doing that. Except the ones that have been too comfortable at the club.
Yeah.
The Luke Shaws, the Marcus Rashfords, the Bruno Fernandes, they're clocking now. They don't have that player power that they used to have. They're clocking now.
And that's why for me, I feel like you lot have to stick with Ten Hag. You see, now you've reached almost like the next year's first rough patch. If you like, and it's hit early. And I'm
Arteta
sensing
had that in the second season syndrome as well. Yeah.
And I'm sensing. Do you remember that's when a lot of Arsenal fans were like, Arteta out. I'm done with this experiment.
First half
and
was
now
the
you're
season
starting
was
to get that
disgusting.
first waft of
First
Ten
few
Hag
games.
out. You're getting a lot of United fans turning on Ten Hag.
I'm
And
not turning
this
on
is the moment you actually should be getting
Well,
behind
this is what
the
Liban was.
manager, in my
Liban has
opinion.
been saying this, and he said it after the Burnley game. Ride the storm. And
Yeah.
you're saying the storm is still-
I
you still have to ride the
still have to
storm.
ride the
Yeah.
storm. And
Yeah.
I'm not Ten Hag out because I feel like there's a lot of variables that have led us to this, and unfortunately, a lot of it is out of his control.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it
I know
that's out of
Liaz
his.
is punching the screen
Listen,
right now.
No, get that ball man. Listen, but do you know what? Yo, man, that's a crazy one.
That's a crazy
Champion of what? Champion of what?
Oh my God, these guys are defending ends. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Sorry.
No. What I'm saying is, I understand where Lias comes from. I don't completely disagree.
I actually hear
I don't
it,
completely disagree with him, but I feel like sometimes, maybe I'm wrong, but sometimes he displays that, like the way he comes across is as if he's putting a lot of the responsibility on Ten Hag, which I understand
And you
because
know
he's
what?
the manager,
Yeah.
but
I think it's
It
also
goes
as well.
deeper than that.
yeah,
I
it
think
goes
the
deeper. Put any manager in that
Bigger than
situation.
football, I think. Yeah, it's
Put
genuinely
any
bigger than
manager
football.
in
Yeah.
where Ten Hag's shoes right now, and they would be struggling.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily. I don't think this is an issue with the manager. Yes, the manager has a part to play. You can't deny that.
Of
course.
Two things can coexist.
I think part of the
the
issue-
players can be horrible and the manager can be questionable.
Yeah.
I get that, but there's so much variables that's hindering this man. There is so much variables outside, from top to bottom, that's hindering.
Yes.
And it's also, I agree with Lias, it's also his job to address it.
Yeah.
So, and that's where that's where my doubt's coming in now, because now I'm looking at Marcus Rashford. I dare you, brother, to start him. If Ten Hag starts Marcus Rashford next game, he's not in. That's where I'm gonna start looking at him sideways now.
You're
Because-
living by these. You're gonna die by these.
Yeah, because
What do you next game? The Champions League game?
you
Tomorrow?
got because you know what's huh?
Tomorrow- you saying tomorrow
Tomorrow's
game?
the Champions League game. Champions League game, I don't know.
You don't
I'm
mind
talking about the next
Tomorrow's-
game.
you got-
Champions
you-
League game.
you
I'll let
got-
it run because it's a different competition.
Yeah.
It's a cup competition.
Yeah.
I'll
But
let
you
it
got to
run.
win. You got
But-
to beat Galatasaray right now.
But
So Brentford at
well,
home.
we have to.
Yeah.
We must win. That's
what I'm
must win
saying,
game
so it
tomorrow.
has to be
He
that.
has to win tomorrow. If he doesn't win tomorrow,
That was like 4 games in
I
advance.
feel sorry for him.
It's like 4 games in advance,
I'm
yeah.
worried for him. If he doesn't win tomorrow,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
be
one of them
so.
ones that gets
I'm gonna
techie.
get so
It
worried
gets
for him because
techie. If you get Champions League group stage elimination, that is
it's
techie.
techie.
No, I think
That's
him
my
out the
worry.
window, man.
My worry
I think
now
him
is,
out the
yeah,
door. Sorry.
Yeah.
Window. You could throw him out the window. Never mind the door. I've been nice about the door.
My biggest worry is that some of these players, especially the senior ones, the ones that got like Bruno and Rashford, I'm scared that he's gonna put too much trust in these guys, and these men are gonna throw him under the bus.
Yeah.
I'm saying I understand the drop off between, like, we take off Marcus Rashford, who plays there.
Garnacho.
We take off Bruno, who plays there.
Mason Mount.
But I'm saying these are good options, but are they good enough to get us through games? That's where maybe he might be thinking, I don't know. But,
It's not worth the risk for me to drop these guys.
I'm saying take that risk.
Yeah, take a risk.
Experiment. This is,
Especially
if
at
you're
this
gonna
point.
do it now.
Because you already.
Because you know what? He's at halfway point. He's at
Yeah.
this point now.
Yeah.
It's like, I have to do something.
You have to change something.
He's already lost 3 games.
because you've
now.
lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
So he's
it
got
can't
nothing
get
to
any
lose.
worse
I
than
think it's
this
4
now.
games now, no?
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, it's all comps. is
Yeah,
4 games,
I'm talking Premier League because they remember the beat they won at Carabao Cup.
Because
That was what Bayern Munich, I think. They lost 3 games in the league?
we lost.
Yeah, they lost to
Spurs.
I
us,
think we lost 4 games.
Brighton, Palace.
Oh, that's 4
and
games.
Spurs.
Yeah.
And Spurs.
Yeah.
And Spurs.
Yeah.
Oh, is
we
that all
lost-
back to back to back to back? No, because
No,
they beat
no, back to
Burnley.
back. No, we beat Burnley.
Oh, no, I'm saying back to
Oh,
back.
you're saying back to back.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Not back to back. Yeah.
No, but my thing is, if I had to pick players with Ten Hag, I'm on Ten Hag's side.
Yeah, I agree.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm backing this man.
I'm like 60-40.
Because I've had enough of backing players.
What-
I've
what
backed
should
the
you
players.
60 is Everton, Hart, 40 is the players.
Era, Mourinho, you can even go back as far as Van
Should've
Gaal.
stuck with Jose, man.
I've backed the players, and
That's what Jose says,
fine.
isn't it?
I'm
Biggest
done,
accomplishment
I'm
is
done with
finishing
backing the
second.
players. The only thing I pray for, and the only thing that I feel like that can actually save this club, is a takeover. The only thing that can save this club, honestly,
Still praying for
is a
Sheikh
takeover.
Nassim.
Because
Salam alaikum.
No, it's not like we'll fix everything. No, listen, you know what? Yeah, I need Sharky to. I need to put a bit of something, man. I know he's got a bread for it. But you know what it is? I need it because it would actually. They need to actually fix the whole structure of the club.
From the top.
Bro,
Hey, did you hear Monaco director of football just left the job? Paul Mitchell.
Is it?
Yeah.
Bring him in. But if we even have this, if we even have that job, if does that job even exist at Man
Murto
United?
kick rocks, man.
No, I'm saying, does that job even exist at Man United? Do we even have that job? Does it
Wasn't Rio linked to it a couple months ago?
Was he?
Rio Ferdinand?
Bro, we don't have a director for that role.
That's what I'm saying,
That,
create
that role, I know.
Yeah.
Of course, I would create that.
You're
But
saying
I'm saying it
the
doesn't.
fact that it doesn't
even
exist is
exist.
the
The
problem.
Bro, they're saying at our club that the training facilities,
Are so far behind.
are so far behind.
So everything Ronaldo said
it's
is
true.
it's
Forget
biblical.
that. I found out this
it's
week.
biblical.
Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I found out this week, that Manchester United, big Manchester United, don't even have a sports science department.
Oh wow!
They don't even have a sports
Nah,
science
I think
department.
Ronaldo said that, didn't he?
Did he say that? Sports science department.
Sports science department, like as in where they actually.
I'm sure someone has said it before that at Carrington it's still old school.
No,
It's-
Ronaldo said that. Yeah.
no,
But I never knew
So
about
when
the
I
sports
when
science.
I hear that, I presume there's no sports science.
Oh, I
Ain't
thought
you
there
s-
was sports.
ain't you seen
I thought it was just same
Ain't you seen
jacuzzi.
Roy
and-
Keane- ain't you seen Roy Keane leveraging?
Bro,
Players are still recovering using that.
No, but my thing is this. No, but listen.
You see
No, but
it?
how concerning is that? And people don't think a takeover will change that. A takeover,
It will, it will,
100%. It will
it
change
will.
the complete structure, the culture,
Yeah.
But
everything will get
it's the
stripped away.
It's the fact that you guys are
embarrassing.
still wishing for it.
No, but
like- it's not going to happen.
When I'm
at this
seeing
point.
Brentford using all these analytical data in order to identify Brighton doing the same thing, and then we're just doing, oh, do you fancy him? Oh, yeah, I fancy him. Yeah, he's a bit
We're gonna get
more
Frankie. Do you want Casemiro?
Yeah,
Do you want Mason Mount? Yeah, we'll grab him for you.
That's
I mean, they said, what was it? They scouted 300 right backs to end up with Wan-Bissaka.
That's not even, that's not, I don't think, I don't even believe that. I don't think they actually scout 300. I think they went on to career mode and they did right back search, age 19
which
to
one has-
27, and just went scope through all of them. I said,
Which one
I
has the
like
most
that guy.
potential?
Most
I like the
potential.
black guy that plays for that red and blue team.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Well, let's speak about the
Yeah,
Crystal
let's talk about Palace, man.
Yeah, because that Anderson goal,
Great set.
that was a great
Hey,
finish.
tell him to do it 100 times. He's not doing it. He's not
No,
doing it.
We only needed the one. We only needed the
He's got
one.
it in his
Listen,
locker.
I don't think
he's
he's
a
doing
techie
Joaquin.
centre back, man. He's
Who had them in that outside the top seven? Was it you? innit?
Respect Anderson's thing, man. That guy's a tech.
No,
man.
I think he's a good centre back.
Brings-
I don't know if
That finish.
I don't know if that finish he could
I mean,
do
it was
replicate
inside
that.
foot. It
I'm
wasn't-
not too
it wasn't
sure.
like
It's a fluky.
volley.
You wrapped
It's
it.
a fluky.
I'll say
Yeah.
I say he got the sweet connection.
it
That
was
was
nice,
it. He got the sweet
That's
connection.
based on the Eze cross,
Yeah.
though. Because even Eze's cross, it wasn't that great.
I think he
They just had a lot of pace on
I
it.
even think someone it took a touch of someone's head slightly.
Man,
It took a slight touch before
Yeah.
it got to him, and then
but I got
perfect connection.
I got to praise
connection.
I got to praise Roy Hodgson though, because imagine going to the ground where you lost 3-0 and then now going, you know what? Let's get something out of it.
Yeah,
You take away 3.
But that makes it
Exactly.
worse for me as a Man United fan. That makes it 10.
We're
times
talking
worse.
about Palace though.
We just beat them 3 days ago. We just beat them 3 days ago.
3-0.
yourself again. We're talking about
We're talking about Palace.
Bomb Palace, man.
They even had a,
I fully agree.
I
fully
the
agree.
best thing out of Crystal Palace is young Philly.
Hey, big up young Philly.
100%. But even soon, I feel like they are like under the radar. I feel like they've had a good start to the season as well. You know,
Who, Palace?
Palace.
No, they've had a good start.
They're
I haven't capped. They've had a good
eighth
start still.
or 9th in the table, I think. So
bro, and they
I like
lost.
their striking options.
Mateta and Edouard.
to be fair, no.
I know he's injured at the moment,
No.
Is he injured, right?
He was injured against
Yeah,
United.
Mateta
He didn't
played.
play.
I'm saying you were saying at the beginning of the season.
Edouard.
What did I say?
You know,
Edouard hype.
Okay, now quote me.
Dog in the
Now,
chat.
Quote me. What did I say?
I can't remember what
He said,
I can't say word for word. But you said I
You
got
know
it.
what I'm
But you said
saying?
this.
I can quote-
But you
I can
say
quote you.
what did
I can quote you.
say?
They don't know.
I'm not gonna do Hasib.
Yeah.
I can actually quote you. I can actually quote you. I
I'm
can actually quote you.
I'm
He
not-
said, "What man am I gassing up Edouard now? What is it?
Is that what he said?
Is that not how it sounds?
Is that what he said?
Is that not how it sounds?
I can't believe it.
Let me clarify.
Man, am I not gassing up little Edouard now?
We fabricate stories. I can't believe it.
So I
So
said
what,
the
like,
Palace, the
I'll find
Palace-
that clip.
I said
Let's
the Palace from the front line
Yeah.
is one of the worst in the league. I said, you're relying on Mateta, Edouard, and Ayew to
Yeah.
get you goals. Everyone sat around like Churchill's nodding dogs, going, "Oh yeah, sure."
No, but
yeah,
I said I did
I
say
fully
no, I
agree,
said
yeah.
no, I did say Edouard's.
We don't
I'm
understand the
sorry.
reference.
No,
Just because
I understand the
just because Edouard
I
got a
think I
couple
did
of
say to
goals
you-
now, I'm not switching sides, bro.
Yeah.
You
No, but I
ain't
did say to you-
tricking
I did say to
me.
you-
Edouard is not top
Yo.
quality. He's
I did say
Palace
to you,
level.
no, but I did say to you, Edouard's a good striker. You went, nah.
Edouard's
No,
mid, man.
that's-
Yeah,
that's-
tricking me,
Yeah,
bro.
that's it. That's it. That's it. You guys say. That's
Ain't
it.
tricking me, bro.
Stand by your words.
Ain't tricking me, bro.
Stand by your
Play
words.
slaphead Mateta, we'll see what he does.
Listen, we got some analysis.
I like Palace, man. Why you not turning me against them?
We got analysis from also CPSC, who's a Palace fan. He said, great result for us considering we have more injuries than United. And the cup game, we just got battered. An amazing reaction from the players. Jordan Ayew was incredible today. Gave Amrabat a tough time the whole game and was by far the best player on the pitch today.
What do they talk about, man?
One of his best performances in a Palace shirt. The chorus was also fantastic today as well as others.
Listen, have you heard the IU song? He's actually got one of the best chants I've ever heard from Palace fans.
What was it again?
I can't even remember it, to be fair. I just saw the Twitter video like 2-3 days ago, but it was
No,
incredible.
the Havertz chant is the best.
I've not really heard it still.
Listen, IU will have games like that where he gives certain players horrid time.
But then again,
But then there will be games, and you don't want to hear me on those games. So please.
Well, with Jordan Ayew as well, let's be real. He's got to beat
Nepo
Amrabat
baby.
every single time.
A what?
He's got to beat Amrabat.
Oh.
Like, what?
I'm saying,
had a solid game.
but I'm saying, as a centre mid, as a makeshift left back, that's right footed.
You gotta have him.
I gotta keep beating him at the outside, bro.
Yeah, I hear it, but Jordan Ayew, how long has he been playing football now?
The AU, innit?
40 years?
Bro, like,
Did you say 40 years?
if it was Olise, I would expect him
believe his
to.
age?
Was he living off his name?
Huh?
Living off his dad's name?
What?
Jordan Ayew.
Yeah,
Maybe
100%.
older brothers.
There's a reason why he doesn't. There's a reason why he doesn't have his dad's in the last name, man.
His dad's like, I don't want to give him that last name.
There's a reason why he doesn't have his dad's last name. Listen, you can't get that.
Jordan
He
Pele.
tried to put it on his when he tried to sign it. He tried to put Jordan Pele.
Jordan Pele?
Jordan and Pele? Nah, that's too much.
Yeah, Jordan Pele.
Oh, my God.
Jordan Pele.
Outrageous.
Oh my
You can't have
days.
that, man.
You don't want
Oh
that
my
pressure.
day. Oh my days. And he played like that.
Carry.
Good game today. Good game. No, he had a good game. Good game today.
Let's go to the other half of Manchester and Man City. Surprise, lost the Wolves. Lost 2-1 away.
But you know what is, yeah? Before, obviously, I'm gonna let you land. Before it, I feel like Wolves have been good this season, but just some results where it has not gone their way.
Only Luton, they went great.
I
To
deserve
take
it,
the
innit?
way, you deserve
I
it.
deserve
Because you
it,
need to
innit?
talk about your boy.
I deserve
Gary
it.
O'Neill.
Yeah, nah, his boy.
Pedro Neto.
Pedro Neto.
Please, bro. I
Take
was
the
this
floor.
3 years
I
ago.
want you to take the floor.
No, before that.
Can I give him context?
I need
Does he
you
might
guys
not
to give a backstory.
2 years ago, we did top 10 under 23. Was it 21?
21.
21 players in the Premier League. He had Pedro Neto first.
That sounds like an Arsenal fan who at the time
We weren't linked to him.
club
Of course,
and
yeah,
wanted
for
it.
sure.
Don't give me that. He's been linked for about 2-3 years. The injury stopped it.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, whatever. But
No,
yeah,
but-
you're
no,
a
but
big Neto
he's
fan.
been a
You're
big
a big
Neto
Neto
fan.
fan.
Please take the floor.
And even when the injuries came, I imagine you never sold your stock.
Nah, can't lie. He was a bit unsure.
No, you gave him
No.
He was a bit unsure. He never like turned on him. He just went, yo, I can't
really-
because you know why? Even I was on that page as well. I thought, raw, that injury might have hindered him.
Bro.
Bro, let's be real.
He shattered his knee, bro.
Bro,
He shattered his knee. He was
And
done.
last season, when he came back, he was a shadow of himself.
Those two Van Dijk
He was a
fans,
shadow of
they
himself. So
were
I hear
adamant.
it because you're gonna be
But
thinking,
how can I argue with someone here?
Plus,
where-
Wolves are struggling anyway.
The thing with Pedro Neto, how could you argue with the people like the Sakas, the Fodens, and all that stuff when all they've done is gone like this, and then he's like, I'm trying to get back on my feet, but I'm playing for Wolves that are doing this, and I'm trying to be the main. It was too hard.
Yeah,
but
of
this
course.
season, it's like. It feels like he's got his speed back as well. Like he's always had the arrogance and like I can beat my fullback anytime I want. I'll do anything.
Bro.
But this season he just said I think he leads the league in assists with 5.
I think
Bro,
he's got 4.
there was 2 or 3 moments.
I think he's got 4.
He told Aki, listen,
I
your
think he's got
dreads
4.
are about to start shaking, bro, because he burnt
He's
him
tied.
alive.
He's tied
tied
with
with 4,
He's
right?
tied with Madison, Trippier, and
He's got
Salah.
4.
Yeah, 4. Yeah.
Yeah, my
he's got
bad,
4.
yeah.
But still, he's up. He's still at top.
No, bro. What? Yeah, 100%.
He's on
Like
top.
it's mad because I get people tweeting me all the time because I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not watching
He's
every.
got a Pedro Neto shirt.
Yeah, I do. I got 2. I got shout out my boy Philly. I got 1 signed Pedro Neto shirt,
Oh,
and, then,
yeah.
and I bought Pedro Neto shirt.
Jeez, yeah.
Bro, I was in there when barely anyone
He's
was
got
there.
2 Nuno Tavares shirts as well.
Yes,
See,
man.
we don't have
He's
to-
got 2 Nuno Tavares shirts as well.
You know what? He looks like him. It makes sense.
It looks like him. It looks like him.
Have you seen him when he's got the
You love that picture of him at the Emirates where he's looking up into the sun and he's
That's
like,
the worst picture of all time. That might be the worst picture ever taken at the Emirates.
Who took that picture as
It's
well?
the stinkiest picture ever.
You know,
Who took that picture? Who took the picture?
his brother, I think.
No, it was me.
Oh, it was you.
Yeah.
I remember. I thought it was Eunice.
Because I think you went with him to the game, no?
I feel like I went with the game with him, but
That was when I took that picture.
oh yeah, fair enough. My bad. I know he's the one that hated on it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think with Wolves though, that whole front three, that game was relentless.
Yeah.
I think.
What did Pep call him?
Cunha's one of them ones. He's weird, because he's not
Yeah.
scoring.
He's not scoring, but he's doing everything else right.
Gabriel Jesus.
Fresh.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what?
true. That's a great one.
That's a good comparison.
That's a good
I've
comparison.
got something I want to say about him later on.
Okay.
I can't lie.
Focus on your own team.
I might have a eureka moment.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
is it?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that one.
But I think Cunha is, bro. He just needs a couple of goals. I feel like he's going through almost like the Nico Jackson, Darwin Núñez, where once they get it together, you feel like there's going to be a good player.
Once
there.
it goes in,
And then I think
Youngmin.
called him the Korean guy.
Hwang
Hee-chan.
he's like they have
Pretty
Neto,
He's
the
wild.
Korean guy.
And this ain't the first time he's disrespected a Korean guy. You remember some human saying, "You know who I am?
You know,
You know who I am?" Yeah, Pep, we're watching you, boy. We're watching you. Don't come around K-Town.
I said, don't come around K-Town.
K-Town.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But nah,
listen,
credit
Pep-
to that front three.
Yeah,
though.
credit to
I
that front
think-
three.
And with Wolves, I think what you said there as well, they've been unlucky in a lot of games. I think the first 3 games, they had like 30 or 40 shots, I think it was, where, but they hadn't scored, but they were creating chances. And I feel like Gary O'Neill was getting a lot of slander from Setman on this cast. But he is going to
Say
keep
their
that.
names.
Wolves-
Say their
in my
names. Say
opinion,
names.
That Wolves team is
Say
going to
names.
stay up.
Lias.
Do you know what it was?
Don't worry,
his name.
because there's another gaffer where I will say his name.
Do you know the only
Okay.
red mark on him is that put Luton performance. Like I know they had 10 men, but the first 30 minutes Luton were bopping them.
We're going to discuss Luton as well.
Hey, we got to talk about some man on the table when they're gonna get their first win. We're gonna talk about them. Let's go back to Wolves though. Like, listen, they lost. They beat Man City 2-1. They went 1-0 up for a Ruben Diaz own goal.
Did Thingy play? I'm not. I didn't watch the Man City game. But did Mateus Nunes play?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
So Rodri didn't
So
play.
he watched
obviously
his team
suspended.
lose.
Yep.
Yeah, Rodri and Pep, both suspended.
Yeah, no, I think Pep's got injury, no?
No, Pep was in the stands.
Yeah.
The
Headphones.
headsets, yeah. He picked up 3 yellow cards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. No, what I was gonna say though, you can see clearly how much of a difference Rodri makes though, man. His absence, you could feel
Night
it,
and day,
bro.
bro.
You could
Bro,
feel
I
it,
saw a few clips of
because he does
Calvin
all
Phillips,
the nitty gritty
man.
stuff that doesn't really get appreciated. Even though he's very good with his passing and everything, he does a lot of the nitty gritty on his own, by the way.
The dark arts.
Yeah, that people don't notice, and you saw that missing. Like, don't get to the Kovacic and Mateo Nunes. They're too good.
Nice technical.
Very nice technical, but they're not real guys that really get stuck in like that. And you could see, that you feel that on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? I feel like in the middle, Wolves kind of had Man City in the middle a little bit.
Even when Phillips came on, man.
Even Phillips came on, he didn't really make much of an impact.
There's
Yeah,
only
you
this
know
stuff, man.
they need to start conversations right
And
now.
Haaland, I can't lie to you, Haaland been missing some
Nope.
chances.
Nope,
ain't gonna do
nope,
that.
nope,
We ain't gonna
nope.
do
But
that.
I'm just
We ain't
saying,
gonna do that.
observations.
If we're gonna
Uncomfortable conversations.
He's been missing some chances.
let's have the uncomfortable conversation.
Go and chat to him, man.
What happened with Haaland? Because you're talking about real men.
No, I don't. I'm
Talking
not.
about real
Listen,
men.
I'm
Yeah.
just.
Why was Haaland quiet that game? Why was Haaland quiet that
Oh,
game?
Craig Dawson.
Real
Craig
men.
Dawson.
Yo,
Go on,
see that brother Craig Dawson? That game he had yesterday.
Yep.
That is a lion right there.
But we can't. You have to admit that Haaland's been.
Haaland, yeah, he's been missing some big chances, but
This
that
season.
yesterday, that was a Craig Dawson masterclass. Yeah,
There was one challenge.
What a flying as well.
There was
the
one challenge
off
in
the
the
line
first
clearance straight away, let you know, hey,
they ain't having it around here, man.
But like, do you see that one
It
where
ain't
the
having
ball
around here,
got
dog.
played, like somebody hit the ball into the danger zone, and then you thought Haaland was gonna get the touch.
Yeah,
on it.
yeah,
And
that
he
was
got
one
it.
early on.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
it. Oh,
early on,
I
he just
thought,
said, no, I'm
I
setting the
thought,
tone
yo.
now,
Yeah,
bro.
listen.
Yo,
But then Julian Alvarez's free kick, man, looked really well to get the equalizer.
Oh,
Yo,
Fair play, Julian
that
Alvarez.
kid-
Hey, listen, that kid's gonna go right to the very top. One man
What
said
is
it
it?
on this
5
table.
in the last
He's gonna go
7
right
he's
to the
got
very
say his name.
top.
Say his name though.
Huh?
Say his
I
name,
forgot his
say his
name.
name.
He's a little gazy anyway. But listen, he's gonna go
say
right
that,
to the
you
very
look a
top.
substitute teacher, bro.
Yeah, little man.
I was you that said it.
It was me that said it.
fair
yeah.
enough,
I mean,
fair
I said it right now, so yeah, it was me that said it to me.
Julian Alvarez, top player.
Top-
I think
top
in
player,
terms of
man.
especially
Top player.
ball striking,
You got to talk about him versus Saka at one
of
point,
the
man.
best in the league.
Do
100%.
you do?
I'm with
terms
you.
in terms of ball
100%.
striking, like he's able to
100%.
hit it from me from any angle. I've seen him score from right, left, almost like what Aguero used to do. Aguero, I felt like used to do it in the box. Any angle in the
I think
box.
Aguero, but
could
with
hit it.
more. It's like a more.
I don't even want to do the.
No, I'm
Aguero
not trying to say it, but
comparisons. Yeah,
he's got the element of what you're trying to say with
Extras,
the X factor in terms of in and out of he could do any type of finish in the box.
Yeah.
And this season,
But he's also involved in the play. Like he's in the build up of the play. His link up play is good. He can get in behind. He can drop deep. He could do a bit everything,
Bro.
On the right, on the left,
What a crazy coup, man.
everything.
So
bro,
how much
like,
was he again?
17 or 14 in
In
it.
this market?
17 million euros.
And Ragnick offered it to Man United. They said no, but that's a whole
No,
nother
no,
discussion. Let's go,
exactly.
Karen.
Yeah, we don't need him apparently. But
Well,
listen.
Credit
Listen.
to Wolves, man.
And then Hwang Hee-chan, like, yeah.
City's best
He's
player.
their best player
Yeah,
this season, for sure.
Yeah, but Hwang Hee-chan came up with the winner.
Yeah, Mateus Cunha assist, innit?
Yeah,
Remember he tapped it to him, you remember he tapped it to him?
Mateus Cunha assist.
Mind
But
you,
listen,
that was like a little move on the right, and then it comes there. But
listen, Wolves. I mean, Man City always have these kind of like one-off losses, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, what's gonna happen?" And then they just come back and they win 9-0 the next
Stop
game. So who
dreaming.
cares, man?
Stop
But
dreaming.
who's the next game against?
Us.
Here one thing, yeah.
Chat to us.
If there's any time.
No.
No, hold on. Here
Don't
one
lie.
time.
It's a
No,
trap game.
listen.
It's a
Let
trap
me
game.
land. Let
CJ
me land.
Ellaby is
Let
gonna
me
go
land.
nuts.
Let me land.
wanna
Let
gas
me.
some- you know
Let
what?
me land.
Go.
Let me land. Let me land.
Take the floor, man.
If there was any time for Arsenal to beat City,
No Rodri, no Kevin De Bruyne, no
this
Bernardo.
is the best time.
Thomas Partey back in training.
This is the best time. Right now, City look vulnerable. Arsenal at their full strength. Home advantage. Coming off the back of a loss. You just won 4-0. This is the perfect time.
But there's too many variables.
If you don't win this game,
Arsenal not winning the league.
forget about the league. Already, I'm telling you now, it's October. Forget about it. You don't have the mental capacity to win the league.
That's a fair shout.
You don't have the mental
I
capacity.
hear
We
If
don't
you
have it.
cannot beat
I
this
hear
Man
that.
City team,
I
yeah,
hear that.
are weakened, to coming back of a loss, are not
Back to back loss, by the way.
back
Knocked out in the cup.
Yeah, back to back loss. If you can't beat this City team without Rodri, without Kevin De Bruyne, without
Uncomfortable?
Bernardo Silva,
Uncomfortable conversations.
Arsenal title contenders, forget about that one.
Yeah,
Don't even listen. I'm not even trying to hear that one for the rest of the
FA Cup.
season. Win
Yeah.
all your games. I don't care. You're not winning the league.
Yeah,
I hear that.
Beat City.
we're gonna have a parade this season.
Beat City.
We're having a parade
What
this
do you
season.
reckon? You beat City next week?
This week? Yeah, I think
They
we got
must.
that. We got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Tell
got
them.
that.
You reckon?
Use that line. Use that line. Use that line.
2-1 win.
Must.
You reckon?
Tell them.
2-1 win.
Yeah.
Of course they
No,
must.
no,
They
yeah.
I know
yeah.
they must.
No, yeah, we'll beat them. We'll beat them.
That game
No,
you're gonna
Rodri,
see-
no, Rodri kills them, bro.
Yeah.
Me personally, no, Rodri's the big.
And no KDB, no Bernardo Silva for this game.
KDB not coming to the Emirates.
Yeah.
We're having fun.
Because you see where I'm thinking, where you're saying Haaland's been kind of. Know there's going to be an activation game for Haaland.
Yeah.
And everyone.
Saliba, he's gonna lock him up.
You figure
Come
we
get
the
like
He's Erling Haaland
can
knows
see-
himself. He's not playing off the left hand side. He has to play against Gabriel.
Gabriel, yeah.
He can't play against Saliba, bro.
The thing is, I can see Haaland still scoring, but I can see Arsenal still winning the game. So
Like a 2-1, like a
maybe
3-1.
3-1. Maybe a 2-1.
Okay, how about this?
If I
If
wanna
we
beat-
do win that game, are we title contenders for you?
Sure.
I mean,
to me,
but
right-
your prediction was to us for us
Yeah,
winning
for
league
me,
two.
you're already title contenders, but that game will speak a lot. That will speak volumes, depending on the result of that game. If you lose to that City team,
Let us know if you should do a watch along for that game, man.
Forget it,
I
man.
will be there. I will be here.
Fuad won't be
Even
allowed
if
in the
I'm not
building.
allowed on the pod, I will
I'll
be
be
in the
there.
studio.
Fuad won't be
Trust
allowed
me.
in the building. We just hear him
Tell
outside
him.
screaming, ah!
Tell them. I'm telling you.
Naked man running outside the building.
But listen, before that game, Man City were the only Premier League side with a 100% record in 2023-2024 and had only lost one of their last 24 league matches, but they came up against a Wolves side that did very well. But we got analysis from both sides, which is really
Just
good.
quickly before we go into that,
Go
I was
for it.
going to say Oscar Bob.
Ooh.
He's made some little breakthrough last couple
a little
of weeks.
splash.
Yeah, a little splash. He almost
yeah,
assisted Foden, was it? And then that off the line clearance by Dawson, of course. Come on, real man. Dog. But what have you lot made of him? Oscar Bob.
I mean, that's Sharky's guy.
It is.
Sharky's bridges of everyone. But I was gonna say, you lot think he's the real deal?
He's Norwegian,
or-
right? That was my two.
Yeah.
Norwegian. Norway's attacking forward.
Listen,
going
Oscar
forward
Bob,
look good.
Antonio Nusa, Odegaard, Haaland.
I'm happy you said Odegaard.
Come on,
I'm
man.
happy you said Antonio
I'm-
Nusa.
not-
He's doing well.
Come on, man. I'm a well-versed, respect.
What do you think of
my
Antonio
football
Nusa?
knowledge, man?
What do you think of Antonio Nusa?
To be fair, I don't know who Antonio Nusa is.
I respect that. I respect that.
I don't know.
See, it's a fake play we made up.
No, it's
So
not.
now you bit.
No, it's not. It's a club rouge, man. I'm about to try and get you there. You see? I ain't gonna let him foozy you. Don't worry, bro.
Bro, I don't know who that is. So
Sounds like he had a good name though.
Young,
I said, yo,
Youngster,
I had to say, let me think about this one. Nah, I don't know who it is.
Belgium.
Is he actually?
I don't know who that is.
That's a player.
No, Club Brugge.
That's
He plays for Club
Yeah,
Brugge.
Club
Brugge,
Brugge.
yeah.
What position is he?
You man
Left winger, left winger.
are the football hits. I clocked. I forgot. Yeah, you know the football hits.
Yeah,
Still.
man.
In the trench.
Faisal would have pretended
The
to know
FM
him
brothers,
as well.
FM brothers as well. I clocked it.
Yeah, I clocked it.
Yeah, I clocked it still.
Mastermind, competitors
Yeah.
as well. I mean, we know who won that one.
But go Oscar Mob. I've not really watched Mob, but he looks like a techie man.
Yeah, the cup game he looked really good.
Yeah,
But
that's the only highlights I've really watched them.
I've seen a lot of TL prop. So I was thinking, I wonder what the boys.
What happened to Jack Grealish? I know we're talking about Man City Wolves, but is he injured? Is he just?
I think the new shiny.
He came on in the 80th minute.
Jeremy Doku?
Shiny new toy effect in it.
Yeah.
Jeremy Doku's come in. He's been brilliant. Let's be honest. He's looked exciting. Even though they lost that game, I feel he's still threatening. But
I love that little shimmy that he
Jack
does.
Grealish.
And he just goes past.
It's like I've said. The only person who I've seen fast twitch like that is Vinny. It's unstoppable, bro.
Yeah.
Man goes, and before you know it, he's gone. He's
pump
like,
fake,
bro.
That little pump fake.
and someone's
You'll come
jumping
inside,
next to
bang.
him. And
Absolutely.
you keep falling for it.
And I think Grealish is just too much of the. He plays like a centre mid playing out wide sometimes, where it's too much retention, not enough directness, and I think Pep wants that little bit. Get me off my seat a little bit.
Have to redesign him. You might have to.
Bro, I
put
thought
him
that's
back.
what moving to City and the whole first year he's taking it off because he's downloading Pep's data. Last year, second half of last season, I felt we really saw
He was
the
elite
best
now,
version
yeah.
of Jack
Yeah,
Grealish,
yeah,
and it
for
was
sure.
like I don't know whether he's seen.
I think Pep does that though.
Nah, do you
When
know
he
what
gets
I
a
think?
player,
I don't know. I don't know.
Top of his game, he
I
goes,
don't.
I'm gonna try and bring him back down.
Yeah. I'm gonna humble him a little bit.
I don't know.
Seen it with
I
Leon
thi-
Sané,
I
we've
think
seen it with
some-
Raheem Sterling.
In my head, I think sometimes Jack Grealish doesn't believe he's like a superstar, especially since he's arrived at City. I think in Villa he did, but when he came to City, it was almost like, oh my God, Kevin
Reality
De
check.
Bruyne's here.
Yeah.
I love Kevin. Oh my God, Bernardo's here. It's like all these guys are so much better than me type of thing. And now I feel I can only wonder after having that type of season he did last year, seeing Doku come in, I'm sorry, but if I see that brother in training, I'm already thinking, yeah, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to
And
fix up.
I already tweeted like the first game he played, I was like, yeah,
Yeah, but that's a
Grealish
mentality.
is in trouble.
It should actually push you.
it should push you.
should
But
really push
I
you.
wonder if Jack Grealish looked at that and kind of maybe it's had a knock-on effect where he's like, you know what, I'm just going to play it safe. I'm going to do the safe option. And that is having a knock-on
yeah,
effect on his
hindering
game.
his-
We saying
Yeah.
Benny Blanco, can you shut him down?
Doku.
Yeah.
Nah, I
Oh,
feel
hell
for
no.
his
He's
life, bro.
getting stripped.
Bro,
I
but
feel
when
for his
Rashford was giving him problems, he's got no chance with Doku.
I feel bad for Rashford. You put him into a level like he's sitting with Marco Brighton and them, man.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying out of form.
No, but as in,
out of form, Marcus Rashford was giving him problems, and then you're telling me you're asking about Jeremy Doku. You're having a laugh. What the hell?
Marco Brighton, bro.
What the hell?
Benny Blanco, man.
Bro,
Dog.
Scored
That's what
on the
he
weekend.
did.
Doku, that's a real winger.
Yeah.
That's a real.
Benny Blanco, that's a real player. Real man.
Doesn't even like football, man.
Yeah, that's what makes him exceptional.
Yeah.
I love it. But listen, we got analysis from both sides of the fans. We got Wahid, he's a City fan. He said that match was the biggest waste of time ever. It was like watching Fu attempting to talk ball. Nothing is getting done.
I hear it.
Pep has only lost 2 PL games in a row once ever, and it was in 2018. But games like this just make the title one May sweeter. We also got analysis from probably not Aston, who's a Wolves fan. He said, what a nerve-wracking game from a Wolves perspective. A rollercoaster of emotions throughout the game. A brilliant performance as a collective. It was a great decision by Gary Neal to play 5 at the back today, and the pressing was brilliant throughout the game, as Haaland was kept quiet and along with Alvarez. I've been raving about Pedro Neto throughout the season, but today he's on another level compared to anyone else on the pitch. Listen, let's go on to the next game. Let's go to the best team in North London. Arsenal Football Club. No, chill out. We went away to Bournemouth, won 4-0. That was a great performance. And listen, Havertz, he
We're
started.
giving him the
He
Vic Star
started.
treatment.
Once the goal goes
They
in,
gave him a Vic Star treatment.
once the goal goes in, we've
The
unlocked
shit
him.
guy scored. The shit guy scored.
Is this what we're doing now?
Come on,
Yeah.
man. Did you not see the celebration?
That's how we
the
treat-
unity within the squad.
On my life, that's how we
we
treat
all
Faisal.
celebrate on top of each other. Like,
That's what we
listen, we love you, Kai. We have belief in you.
bit
Chelsea fans will never do this. Chelsea players will never do this.
Well, we did it with Faisal and SDSFC. Wallahi, we did it. Why laughing? Wallahi, we did it. We did it with Faisal and SDSFC. We said, yo, have this penalty, bro.
Have
score
this,
it.
have this.
So wallahi, we didn't do that.
Oh, when Faisal scored, yeah.
Faisal, we said, yeah, have the penalty, man.
Rah.
You're shit, but we want you to get your confidence up.
Personally, I wouldn't have that
Poor
face.
Faisal, man.
I don't remember Faisal, sorry, man.
Oh, man. But Kai Havertz, man,
That's why we call it the phasal treatment. We gave him the phasal treatment.
Yeah, is that what Havertz got? The phasal treatment.
Yeah, Havertz got the phasal treatment.
What, the celebration and everything? What an exceptional.
See how they
penalty.
all run to him and said, "Miskin." You're right. Make a wish
Bro,
foundation.
do you know what it is? It's
Make a wish foundation.
Do you know what it was? It was how Gabriel grabbed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, looked at the crowd.
God,
And said,
yeah.
yeah, and then he started raising his arm like, yeah. I'm
I
like,
told you they cheated.
Waka,
bro, like,
waka,
what
hey.
we doing? Like, even
Crazy.
me, I'm like, bro, respect me as a man and don't raise my hand like some bitch, bro. What the f are we doing here?
But don't you think?
Nah,
that-
see me.
but
If I have it, yeah, that I'm not having that.
But you're not
I'm
having
not having that.
Firstly, the penalty.
That's
I
some
actually,
pity,
I
some
can't lie
pity
to you.
penny.
I find it weird.
It
This,
really wasn't.
I find this weird. This
crazy.
rotating of your penalty takers, though.
And
I find that odd as well.
I find
Someone said apparently he
almost-
doesn't want to take the away penalties.
Saka either
Saka.
doesn't want to take the
Yeah.
away penalties. Odegaard took the first one, remember, as well.
Yeah.
And then the third one goes to Havertz. I'm like, and I know Havertz actually has like a good penalty record.
He's
He's
at
got,
69,
yeah.
17. I was reading that on
16,
Twitter
17
today.
or something like that, yeah.
Or
But
79.
I'm like, yo, there should be your one dedicated pen taker. And if
Apparently,
anything, I'm
yeah.
like, bro, I remember the days of man used to fight over like, oh, this is my ball.
ball,
You ain't taking it up. Where you got-"
yeah.
I remember, was it
But
Jermaine
Arteta-
Defoe fighting
yeah,
with
yeah.
teammates and things
Yeah.
like that?
But Arteta rotates
What-
everything,
what's
man.
this now? Oh, brother,
haven't taken it, guy.
Oh, get your points. Where's the dog? in
Well,
your
I think
team?
it's more of you're gonna get some.
Where's the cojones?
It's that mentality with Arsenal. You're
This
gonna
is
get
that-
some.
You're gonna get some.
Take the ball. You're gonna
Yeah,
get
but
some.
I've heard that Saka this season has given away all his away pennies. I don't know. Maybe the West Ham one is playing on his mind. The pressure. Maybe he can't handle it no more.
Did he miss one at
It's
Bournemouth?
traumatized.
sources.
PTSD.
Who's his source?
Did he miss one
Yeah,
at
sources.
Vitality? Bournemouth as well, did he miss one?
No.
No, that's Mohamed
No,
Salah.
but I'm saying.
Oh, sorry,
But
yeah,
I'm
it
saying
was
this season he's giving away. This
It's
season,
all Saka.
yeah, but this season he's giving away all his away pennies.
And
I don't know how many we've had. With Palace with Odegaard.
The Palace he gave it to Odegaard, and he's had pennies at home, obviously, which he's taken them. But all the away ones he's given away. PTSD.
Scored a goal anyway, so I don't mind.
PTSD, man.
scored a penalty against North London.
The West Ham one still
I mean, it
haunts
was
him.
a 2-yard. You could barely miss.
I know, but still, he headed it down when he could have just.
And then did you see he tried to copy the Rashford celebration and then he
Yeah.
went, oh, they've been calling me a
They call him
copycat.
Yeah, they did this.
No, he was going.
I clocked that
I don't know what's going on.
Get your own moves, man. He tweeted. That was not the intended celebration. That was my life.
It was. That's what he meant.
That was not what he intended. On my
what I
life.
mean about
He
oralness.
tweaked.
Like,
He
yo.
clocked it. He said, "Oh, they're gonna get onto me. They're gonna get onto me," and he quickly brushed it to this.
You guys are
We
reading too
clocked
much
down.
into that.
No.
man. I don't know about that.
He tweaked.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about
What's
that.
this? What's he pointing at?
I don't know about
What's
that.
this?
So let's talk about the game.
Yeah, let's talk about the game. Stars from an Arsenal perspective.
Yeah, I watched the-
4-0 dominant
I watched the
performance.
game.
You watched the game. 4-0 dominant performance. Oh wait, how did we look?
Very, very.
That was
I
busy setting up for
would
that
arguably say probably
Performance.
our best game this season in terms of domination. Like we were doing whatever we wanted against them. When they were pressing high, Brighton would have to bowl, split it. Sometimes obviously his pass was a bit wayward, but playing out the back, the way it was counter attacking, it was everything's fluid. Like I said, even if Kyle scored a penalty, he had a good game.
I heard he had a good game.
Yeah, he had a good game. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm one of Kai Havertz's not haters, but like I'm starting to doubt him in that left centre mid role. It's Bournemouth, but at least he got something.
take
out of
it.
it. I will take it. Where I'm coming from. Gabriel Jesus, such a quality player. Like I said, he does everything right by the book. He's got that Brazilian flair, jogger in him. Makes all the right decisions, except for when he's looking at the goal.
Well, Fuad had a point. Fuad had a point to land earlier. Here you go, brother. Go for it.
See that segue though?
Gabriel Jesus in the left centre mid role.
That's what we waited for.
Now,
That's what we waited for.
now, listen to what you just said.
Oh, look,
Does
he's you're
everything-
chill out, you're getting horny.
No,
That look in your face. there.
No, here it
puzzled,
is.
like,
Are strong,
Yes.
can hold the ball up. Yeah, as you say when he's playing up front, technically very sound, can dribble, drive with the ball. So where you've got Odegaard, he can play a little bit deeper like he has been for Havertz. Cool, you do the spray passing. Jesus, you're the driver from midfield. That Xhaka third man run you was waiting for. Now you have a slightly more technically better version. For me, remodel Jesus into a midfielder. Maybe not as a number 9.
What is he cooking?
We've seen
What is he cooking?
We've seen Jesus for
Are
Brazil
you,
as
a
a number
Tottenham
9.
fan? Are you sure you're a Tottenham fan?
I'm just saying.
What are you cooking?
Sometimes I like to cook.
Woo!
Sometimes I like to
You're
cook.
cooking for the
and
ups
I
today.
truly think Jesus in the midfield could be
Wow.
You feel like a game
revolutionary.
changer, like
a
Damn.
game changer for him and for you.
Do you not forget what they did to you guys when they put food poison you?
No. I know.
What, lasagna gate?
I'm just.
Yeah, was it lasagna gate or pizza gate? What was it?
I think it was
pizza
lasagna.
gate was a Man United.
Lasagna gate was for them.
Yeah.
They missed out Champions League football.
Now you're trying to cook for them.
I'm not saying.
That's
What do you not make
crazy.
of that? What do you not make of that?
Now I hear it.
Yeah.
I fully hear that one. That one makes complete sense.
He's got the attributes to what you said.
Yeah.
It's just I can never envision him playing as an L team. But like you said, it
You know
might
why?
work.
Because of that silly thing that Pogba did, the number on the back of his shirt.
Yes.
Remove that number 9. It's the same
Yeah.
thing Richarlison does.
It's true.
We expect goals from him because he's got number 9 on his
yeah,
back.
it's true.
We expected Pogba
But
to be a
to
deep line
line
playmaker
'cause he's wearing
because he's
six.
wearing 6. Brother, change
true.
it. But Enzo did the smart thing this season where he said
Change
number
to
5. No. Me no DM. Me attack.
That's
Number
crazy,
8.
crazy,
I like
man.
that.
Yeah, me
Do
doing
the
DM.
right thing. Jesus, change that number 9.
Yeah.
I promise you, if you put number 10 on his back and strip that Smith Rowe, brother, all of a
Whoa,
sudden now,
chill out.
He had a big chance towards
I
the
know.
end.
Yeah, he did.
Gabriel, guys, what Gabriel Jesus
and you
did.
saw he was like,
He's devastated, bro. He's young devastation.
Yeah.
Jesus like worked that chance for him as well.
And that's the thing, like, Pep obviously figured it out and it was like, we did not play with a striker that year that Gabriel Jesus is there and he played him out right wing. He might just be an elite winger.
he is for
Jesus.
me.
Jesus.
elite
Like, he's-
at
He's just not a number
everything.
9.
Yeah.
But finishing.
He's not a guy that's gonna.
And I wish he was.
He's not dependable for 15 to 20 goals a
Yeah.
season.
He had
I
one
thought
season.
he might have been,
He
but
had one
he's not.
season at City where he scored like 23 goals, but even in that season, he missed plenty of chances.
No,
That's the
yeah,
thing.
it's XG conversion.
Why do you think we always call him BCM,
Yeah.
bro?
I don't-
It's literally that.
Yeah.
I don't think he misses the chances of like bad finishing. I think he always just wants to take that one extra touch.
yeah,
he
yeah.
almost wants to make it the perfect body position. And I'm like, that's where you're going.
I don't think so,
Hit
man.
that
That's
snap.
where-
I don't think so.
That's why he said in
Because
the
he
interview,
overdoes it sometimes.
But I don't
He
think so.
overcooks
You're
it.
right, and he said it in the Lias interview. See, Lias, look what I'm doing for you. I'm trying to relate back to your interview, but he said it like he tries to bring the streets of form. Sometimes he tries to do it too much.
Yeah.
But the point, like he in his mind, he envisions a certain way of like naturally you want to make everything look aesthetically pleasing. That's the problem with Jesus. Everything has to be aesthetically pleasing.
Even the goal
Like,
against United, if
yeah.
Dalot never committed himself, he
Yeah.
would have got that ball, to be
But
fair.
no, that's the thing. But
He had
it's
to
all
make it
about-
perfect.
There you go. It's all about that. I don't know if it's him doing it on purpose or if that's his second nature, which I'm assuming it's just his instincts. But he wants everything to look
Yeah.
But then again,
sexy.
I don't get it.
You get
Because
me?
I don't get
sexy.
Salsa.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, little,
Gee.
little, we trying to do that with the ball. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Little,
That's one Red Bull in, and we're already like,
Yeah, it's killing me today. I swear.
That's how he sees. That's how he sees it. Every time I see Jesus, I see. That's what I see.
Someone
No,
clip that, please, man.
That's what I see.
I need Mitch over there.
he's doing that around, man. He's got another one now. He's got another one.
That's what you want to see.
But then going back to what you said, Fuad, I feel like he's just not great in front of goal because against you guys, he snatched it off Figure and he could have took a touch, but he snapshot it.
Yeah.
Annoyed me.
So
man.
I'm like, I don't get it with him.
Yeah.
I really don't
Why
get
do you
it.
lick it like that against him? I don't know.
Do you know what? Yeah.
No
even,
placement.
Even with that one though, yeah. If you see it, he's trying to rifle that into the top
Yeah,
left corner.
yeah.
Yeah.
He wants that goal to
Yeah,
look
for sure.
incredible.
Yeah.
He's always trying to.
Where if he
I
placed the
realise-
other side, it would have been in.
He never goes for like the easy thing that is just going to get me the numbers.
Yeah.
If you like, I've said I think he could be a easy, if he wanted to, 17 goal a season striker guaranteed. But he's always
LCM?
trying to go for that. I think though in midfield he would cook. In my opinion,
Mikel.
Listen.
Fuad might be cooking, you know. All right, listen to SDS and listen to Fuad, man. Put GJ against.
Regardless, whether it
Man
goes
City,
wrong or bad, he wins. It's a win-win.
they don't understand.
It's a win-win. Whether it goes right or left, it's a win-win for him.
If it goes right, I'm a genius.
If it goes wrong, there you go. So there you go.
But listen, it was an important win for Arsenal. But like, listen, going back to that City game, are you confident for that City game next?
Yeah. Without, like you said, without Bernardo, Rodri,
Rodri,
KDB. KDB, hard to him. Him at the Emirates.
You know when you hear Horta, yeah, he's about to say some serious. He's about to say some serious stuff.
Him at the Emirates, unplayable, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, I guarantee it's 2-0 down when he's on the pitch.
Yeah, well,
That's how good he
I hear
is.
it. Is that what Fuzi said? When you're 1-0 down, you come to Anfield, you're 2-0 down when we play against KDB.
And without KDB, Haaland just looks ordinary. I'm sorry, I have to put my hand up. Like he misses big.
I agree.
He's an elite goal scorer, but he misses a lot of chances. But it's
But the thing is, he
service.
still gets those chances, which is weird because even if doesn't have KDB, you should still be putting the
But
chances
yes,
away.
but more time as well. There's not really anyone at City that can do that pass that KDB
Yeah,
has.
the line breaking
Yeah.
pass.
And
yeah.
the biggest miss, obviously, Rodri. The one reason that they looked good last year. Well, Man City was always good. Was they had a like for like. If Rodri didn't play, Gundogan would just sit there, play his job to a T. Now, like you said, they're relying on Mateus Nunes doing that samba dancing because he's quality on the ball. Kovacic, ball retention, but he ain't got a forward pass in his game. You're gonna struggle. And now, like you said, the one thing I'm concerned about is what formation is Pep gonna play? I feel like it'll be wacky, bro. I feel like it'll be something so different that I'm going to look at and go.
This is the one where he's going to have a sleepless night. He's going to overthink, and then you're going to see Grealish in the DM role.
Yeah,
for no reason.
I don't know what it is, but you know, next game I would love to see.
Or Lance or the Premier League
Arsenal, not Lance. Forget Champions League.
Sounds dumb.
Play Kai Havertz
if I'm him, if I'm Guardiola, I'm going to probably try. I would personally try to play Calvin Phillips just to give that midfield a bit of balance. Because I think with Mateus, they're two individually good midfielders, but I don't think, they don't mix well, man. It's like they don't. I don't think they complement each other.
And also for me, I would, if Thomas Partey is fit, I think we beat them like 3-1.
Yeah. Where would you start him? Where would you start him?
I'll play him 6, Rice 8, and then play Odegaard, play Kai Havertz up front.
Yes. What about G? Okay, so
because I don't know. Obviously, I don't know.
No, Jesus.
Yeah, you don't want to win that game.
I don't know. Jesus on the left.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus on the left.
I hear it now. To be fair,
wait, no Trossard then.
I don't know if he's fit.
We
don't know Martinelli Trossard's fit.
I thought Trossard was on the bench on the weekend.
Was he? I can double check now. He was. Yeah, he was on the bench.
Oh,
but he never came on at all. So I don't know.
Oh, if that's the case,
no. We'll see him against Lance. If he plays against Lance, then I'll be like,
if that's the case, Trossard left.
Jesus middle.
Yeah. And drop Havertz. Because with them lots, with man, like you said, I guess against the Wolves game, that João Gomez, who else plays in midfield for them? João Gomez, Lamina, they probably manhandled that midfield and had a lot of succession there. And then they played it out wide to Pedro Neto and then.
How was that? How was apparently Neto had a good performance for Bournemouth, even though they conceded 4 goals. He was the only the goalkeeper.
Yeah, no, he was stand out. He stood out in terms of he made a couple good saves.
Yeah, it would have been 8-0 or something.
No, we had so many chances against them. Like Eddie and Nketiah. This is my second about Eddie Nketiah.
I'm done with that guy, man.
He's a quality player, but sometimes he just looks clunky. It's weird. Like sometimes he just takes that. Like you know how you said Jesus, he takes the extra touch when it should have been a snapshot. He sometimes
decision making.
Yeah, it's like sometimes he just like Rashford just got eye for goal. When he's in that box, he's never looking for that easy pass. Yeah. He's not gonna lay it off to anyone. And I'm looking at him going,
let's not talk about that, bro.
But he works hard.
Fair enough.
But listen, Bournemouth, I think it should be doing better, man.
Oh yeah, I had high hopes on them.
Start of the season, I had them almost as like my surprise 10th.
They've had a stuttering start to the season.
Bro, it's been a poor start, and I'll be honest with you, Iraola got a lot of hype off El Faiz doing his La Liga correspondent.
Oh yes, go on. Elaborate on that.
I know for a league's Pau Torres. You can play a diagonal pass. Defend, mate.
Because you know with Faisal, one thing about
Nico
Faisal,
Jackson, remember that hype?
One thing about one thing about Faisal is
watching him closely.
They tell him again, because one thing about Faisal, when he hits, he likes to be loud.
He likes to be loud. Takes like Drake songs. Right now, they're not like Drake songs.
They're like the baby.
It's like Rashford Happy Birthday. That's the
you know what I mean?
Is that the baby? I hear it.
Like the baby. Yeah. No, but I'm saying, and he's when it comes to his misses, he's a bit.
Iraola, I'm sorry, that team is actually talented, bro. Like you look at a lot of them players last season. Utara was looking good. Senesi,
I don't know why he doesn't get minutes.
Guys are not looking the same as they were. And don't get me wrong, I think Semenyo's look good in flashes, but
Dom Solanke has looked decent.
Justin Kluivert.
Dom Solanke doesn't even. I feel like he's coming back off an injury this week, but he hasn't looked the same as he looked last year.
Do you know what? I had Bournemouth to get relegated, and not because I think they played good football. I don't think they played bad football. I think their problem is they just concede too many goals.
Shouldn't have sacked Gary O'Neill.
They concede too many goals. I agree.
Have sacked Gary O'Neill.
If Faisal was here, he would have had you in the head by
now. They were screaming Gary O'Neill out. When he keeps Wolves up, and Bournemouth are fighting for their lives, we'll see.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next game now. Aston Villa.
No correspondence for the Arsenal game?
No, unfortunately not. Guys, because we have too many Arsenal fans anyway. Yeah. But I had a Bournemouth fan, but he never hollered at me. I mean, look, if you lose 4-0 at home, why are you hollering at me?
I hear it. I'm messaging him saying, leave me alone.
No positives to take from this game.
Yeah, no positives. I lost 4-0 at home. I don't know anything. But let's go to Aston Villa against Brighton. 6 6-1. My FPL was in the mud.
Can
Had
someone
Mitoma,
talk about
a stupid man? That was him that day. He was a stupid man.
He's been a stupid man for 2 years.
Stupido.
Stupid. What would
But-
you say?
Certain man want to talk about the Zerbi.
Uncomfortable
Take the
conversations.
floor.
I do, because Roberto De Zerbi lost to Chelsea the other week.
Yes.
Lost to Europa League, AK Athens.
Yeah.
Facts.
And now you are absolutely embarrassed and battered by a team
Got
that
his
is
pants pulled down.
But they beat them at Old
neck and neck
Trafford.
with you.
Bottom
I get
of
that.
Yeah, but that's
a 3-point lane right now.
Right
A
now,
3-point lane
anyone
right
can
now.
come and take
Yeah,
3 points.
yeah,
No
yeah.
problem. That's
But
not.
I
That's
think-
not really.
Fatal points.
That's not something to.
Fatal points. That's crazy.
I don't even want to go too hard on De Zerbi, yeah, but I like what he's going through at the moment. And not in a hater way, but I didn't want him running off to Serie A with all the stock he picked up last year and then not fighting these types of battles. Playing twice a week, having to use your squad depth, realizing you made an entirely f***ed decision in the first half and having to make 3 subs at half time. All of these tricks, these are what I didn't want you to run from. And to be honest, it's good Brighton are going through these tests.
Yeah.
They've been like the darling team the last
100%.
few years of they can't do no wrong. They're
Their
building
model's
the right way.
amazing.
They're playing the right way. Oh, it's just XG. They need to get the goal scorers.
Yeah.
Last year, they got the goal scorers. They're in Europe. Welcome to the big boys, David.
This is what it is.
This is what happens. Now you need to adapt and
Yeah.
survive. And now you're seeing Villa. They had Europe midweek. They adapted. Unai, experienced coach. You see he knows how.
That's actually real man.
He's a real man.
That's
That's a real man.
Right.
there,
Another
yeah.
real man that game. You hit the belly of that one. Ollie Watkins, FPL. Fair play to him.
I don't think I don't think I do, you know.
No,
I don't
he
really
needs
think
a
I
round of
do.
applause.
On surface score, he has a 10.
I need your hands
A 10
clapping,
rating.
bruv.
No, I don't
Hands
think I do.
clapping. Yeah. Ollie Watkins.
I'm gonna be.
Even Mercer's clapping without his hands right now.
bro. Yeah.
Even his claps are quiet.
Yeah.
Even his claps are quiet, man.
But speak on Ollie.
No, what a player! What a player!
What a player.
As in, like, it's like you said, Unai Emery knows how to beat the brakes of these fancy tiki-taka teams, where he just said, "Nah, we'll play." I think his formation on the defensive side was like a 4-4-2 with Pau Torres tracking Evan Ferguson at all times, if that makes sense. So if he's running in behind, Pau Torres is there, which completely changed the game.
Fair play. You gave like mad props to Ollie Watkins, and another guy gave props to Zaniolo on this table. And he had an absolute stinker. Yeah, fair enough, man. Great stinker, man.
That was one of my favorite moments of the game. See him
you know
before the
what's
game,
crazy?
leave and
Zaniolo's been hitting the last 2
proper
games.
dribbler,
No.
1v1 demon.
Do you know what's
great
crazy?
passer, technical player.
No, do you know what's crazy?
My
Do you know what's
kind of guy.
crazy? My kind of.
5.8 half
You know what's crazy though?
Why?
You have a head.
Do you know what's crazy? No,
14 times. I'm
Do you know
like,
what's crazy? Do you know what's crazy? I saw him play against Chelsea,
midweek.
and then I saw him play against in the Europa League,
Yeah.
and I said, "Yo,
You got to sign.
he's going. No one's.
This kid's gonna go right.
first.
I said, let me get there first.
This kid's gonna go right to the very
Let
top.
me
He
get
is.
there first. No one's clocking this shoot. Let me get there first.
You know what it is, yeah? You
And
know
it bit
Sky
me.
sometimes pre-game, they do that. Yeah, Zaniolo's been playing well. I know he saw that. I was like,
No,
yeah, let me get these tweets
No,
on.
not even, because I thought, you know what, yeah. After I saw the game against, I think it was the Europa after, and I was like, you know what, yeah.
I watched
This
it
guy-
back to back.
At least I'm liking what I see. Let me put my stocks in now before everyone else, and then when it shoots, when it skyrockets, Bitcoin
in a
Bitcoin in 2013.
I hear it.
He didn't have to get there first.
Yeah, a 6-1 win and he gets a 5.8.
I lost my bread. I lost my bread.
Hey, bro, pigs in
My
the
friend,
at
when
5
I-
o'clock.
wait,
Wait for like 5 or 5.
listen.
It's minus 25.
When I said, listen,
Nah,
crazy.
but to be fair, he's still a good player. I know he didn't have the best
It
day.
was just
I
off-
wanted him at
off
Spurs, yeah, just an off
performance,
day.
yeah,
But
to be fair,
Ollie
you can get away
Watkins-
with it when your team wins 6-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Ollie
Nobody really looks
Watkins,
at
I
it, to be
think
fair.
now he's got 6 goals in the last 4 against Brighton alone.
Oh, wow.
Like, that's actually like his favorite
crazy
team to
stat.
play at this point.
Yeah.
And if you saw in the game the way he was like bullying them, it
He
wasn't.
stretched the pitch elite as well.
Bro, you hit the nail on the head. It wasn't just like, I'm going to come bully you centre backs.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the right back. I'm going to take a turn on you. Left back, oh, you going to get some too. Don't worry. I'm coming over. Bro, he took turns on every single one of them. And you look at the hat trick. One was like a mazy run, which he did. The other one was like a left foot slammer finish. Like, it was almost like the perfect hat trick if you look at it.
Yeah.
Bro, you have to give that brother credit. I don't know what he has to do at this point to get in the England team, but Southgate, call that brother up. I know that. I know there's some Donny playing in Germany these days, but we don't recognize them Farmers Leagues. You know what I'm saying?
No, but do you know what it is? I think with
Ollie Watkins for England number 9.
We need to get him. No, but do you know what it is though? Okay, fair enough. He did have a good week, and like credit to him. Like he had an outstanding performance, but at times the season, like
He goes missing.
He goes missing.
Yeah,
so
he
he does.
can be
He goes missing.
But
he's always been a 14-goal striker though.
He does contribute. When he's not scoring goals, he still does.
He gives something.
So he does give something. So
That's the biggest thing I was gonna say. Ollie Watkins is not one of these players that just is goals. If that makes sense. Bro, he will occupy an entire back line by himself. And then it's up to the midfield. Bailey, you better pick up the slack today. And another one I want to give a shout out to as well, Douglas Luiz.
Yes,
I think has
this season he stepped up.
Arteta hit.
How would his career have looked if he went to Arsenal? You never know,
man. He was
man.
even linked with United a couple of times as well. But I think he's been one of those where it's like, I know we've got like 8 man in this centre midfield. You man can rotate. I'm gonna be the one that doesn't move basically, but top quality, honestly, some of those individuals.
What about your boy, Jacob Ramsey?
Oh yeah, listen, I thought he was gonna say Pau Torres there, but no. Jacob Ramsey, I think, bro, he's
came back from injury.
Come back from an injury.
I like him a lot. Man.
Last season, I felt like you was just starting to get like a really good, talented player, and in a good team as well. But he's due, I feel like, one of those
breakout, the Jude Bellingham kind of seasons.
Yeah, that kind of tear out. Yeah, but I hope he doesn't leave Villa too soon and make that mistake. I hope he doesn't think like, United, I can go and save them or bro, go and do what Jack Grealish did. Make that club yours. Own it. Run the keys, and then
you get your big money move.
No, I say the same about Ollie. I say.
The way he slipped that in was crazy. Man just said, "Yeah, come Spurs." I was like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, that's not a bad shout because you only have Maddison at this point in that position. So I low-key hear that.
You said first thing you said, don't go Man United. Don't go Arsenal. I think Arsenal would be the best place for him to go, and I ain't going to cap, bro. That left centre middle, his bro.
Protect him from me, bro.
That's a what?
Listen, we got gatekeep talents like that, bro.
I hear it.
I don't like gatekeepers, man.
But it was an emphatic win by Villa.
He's sick.
But listen, Aston Villa have won. Aston Villa have won 10 consecutive home games for the first time ever in the Premier League.
Unai Emery, man.
Brighton have conceded 6 in the Premier League game for the first time, and only 2 players have scored multiple Premier League hat-tricks for Aston Villa. It was Watkins, and who's the other player?
John Carew.
Nope.
Andre Gray.
Nope.
Benteke.
I was just about to say that one next. Andre Gray was the last one who I think did it in the same season.
Yes.
76, 77.
Yeah.
I kept seeing that stat floating around.
What were we saying for Aston Villa this season, man? They I think, who was it that had them? Oh, it was Faisal. We've got to give him the props.
They won't get into top 4.
That's what I'm saying. That was the gripe. I had it.
He said, did you not say top 4 top 6?
No, I don't think it's top 6.
Maybe
I'm pretty sure it's the top 6.
Maybe I'm misquoting him still.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were saying though in the summer that like they had won the window and they were potentially going to push the Champions League.
Then they got bought back in Newcastle first game.
I got annoyed. I was like, their window is good, but it's not that good.
But yeah, I think it took a different turn in terms of a lot of people hating because they're like, they've had a good window, but they're not going to gel.
And then
I feel like that's the team.
Remember the first week as well, they got boxed by Newcastle.
Yeah, that was it. That was their first game of the season.
This might be the reality check they needed.
Yeah.
But since then, they've actually bounced back pretty well. And as you see now, Europe's come back in. Now you're really going to see what these teams are like once they've got their full schedule. Sure. To be fair, they done well.
Did they win? They win their Conference League game, right?
I don't watch Villa, bro. I'll be real.
Couldn't tell you if they won.
Think anyone's watching Conference League?
You know when you said
let me just double check that. Actually,
yeah.
You know when you mentioned Jacob Ramsey and how he should stay for his development. He should stay at Villa for numbers. I feel like Ollie Watkins is another one where if for him to be able to thrive the way he's thriving, he needs to just stay at Villa. Because sometimes he might get tempted by this summer and people might circulate and say, you know what, we want Ollie Watkins, and he might try to push for a top 6. Yeah. But I think
I think he's about to sign a new deal apparently, and he's come from Brentford, he's come from the league down before that, so I feel like he's made his way up the ranks. Yeah. Villa's at that level. He feels comfortable there. He's almost playing. I think
that's the best.
But then again, he's
Mikel Antonio. Yeah, West Ham. Yeah. Stay there, make it your own.
Be a legend at that club.
You know what's funny? Villa's all-time scorer, I think, is Agbonlahor. He's only got 72. So it's something you can beat.
You can beat that.
You can go and make yourself kind of like.
But with Ollie Watkins, I think this was his 3rd, 4th year
in the Premier League.
In the Premier League,
In the Premier League, I mean.
I feel like he's done well and he's doing, but he's not had that explosion or that big burst of goals in terms of like, you know how like Ivan Toney was on 13.
Last season, he did.
Yeah.
Bro, last season he kept up with Tony. What are you talking about?
What was he on 19?
Bro,
I think both seasons he's hit
I know
number-
Callum Wilson hit high numbers. Tony had like 21.
No, but I'm saying the
Callum
last
Wilson
two
had like
seasons,
19.
Did he not hit double digits in the league last?
No,
two seasons?
that's what I'm saying. He's
He scored
consistent.
15 goals last season.
He's a consistent 14, 15 man.
Yeah.
But I want to see
wanna see
the
25.
Can I see if he can
20,
hit the 20?
25, yeah.
Because Ivan Toney was a 13, and then he said, "I'm gonna give you 21."
He's got
Yeah.
4 and 7.
Huh?
He's got 4 and 7 so far.
Looking dangerous. But then he's 27. If a big team goes for him, he's probably
He
thinking,
has to,
yo,
bro. I feel like the opposite. I feel like the expiry bit is
Spurs-
I
going.
feel like it will
the
hint.
only kind of
Yeah,
club.
It'll
I
hinder-
think Spurs
but
only
what- hinder
because
what?
they could use with a striker like that.
Even
But
Chelsea.
Any other?
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I
This is
think
where-
he's signing
this is
a
where I
long-term
feel
deal.
like his
But it depends how many goals you
He
need.
goes to a team
I
like
agree.
Chelsea.
Do you think
It
that's
depends how many
capped-
goals you
it's
need.
capped-
Know
it's
your
capped
level.
at Aston Villa?
Yeah, I think it's Aston
So
Villa,
Spurs is
maybe
level.
Spurs because they could use with another striker because obviously Son is kind
He
of
do start ahead of Richarlison.
more.
Oh,
my
facts.
opinion.
Yeah.
Nah, I think so. I think that would make sense.
Yeah. No, but
I
Aston
mean,
Villa, yeah.
maybe Richarlison go the other way. I don't know.
Yeah. But listen,
Maybe
Brighton needs
Ooh.
to fix up.
Take that.
Maybe.
Yeah. Brighton need to fix up soon, man. Brighton need to fix up soon, man. The next game, let's see who the next game is. They got
Hey.
well, they got Marseille away, then they got
You know what player I wanna
Liverpool
big
at
up,
home.
though?
Fairs.
What's that kid that made his debut? Hinshawwood.
For Brighton.
Fun fact I found out about him. You know he's a 4th generation player at the club.
Oh wow.
Dad played for the club. Granddad played for the club, and I think
Great
granddad managed the
It's a
club.
Nepo
Oh
baby.
wow.
Like you could say he's a nepo baby. But I'm like, bro, 4th generation. That's man. Respect that,
Even
man.
like Randy Owen.
That's crazy. Nuts. Hinshawwood.
Let me see.
What a name.
Was he on the bench? Did he come on?
he
Oh, there he
no,
is. Oh, he
started,
started. Yeah, he started.
Number
Yeah,
41, I think it was.
fair play,
Yeah.
fair play. I like that. I like
But
that.
then again, you know when you watch that game, it's like, as Field will say, Villa has some dogs in midfield. And Brighton had that
You know
timid
what?
feeling, like
Hey,
Billy
one
Gilmore.
other
Him.
guy I feel like we should touch on. McGinn.
Big John.
He's had a remontada, you know.
He's playing cold this season.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you see McGinn, I feel like a lot of foreign players, when they come to the Premier League, they can't wait to, I'm going to play Enzo. Oh, I'm going to play against Pogba whenever he was here or whatever.
Yeah.
I hope you're also ready for guys like McGinn.
Yeah.
That is like,
Playing right
a
wing.
trial period you have to go through. Like that's a Premier League test right there. I feel like a standard bearer of
Like a benchmark.
if you are gonna survive
Yeah.
in this league,
Benchmark.
you gotta come through me. McGinn is one of those, the league standard bearers. Oh, bro, I love him. I can't
Very
lie to you.
underrated. It goes under the radar. Proper.
Underrated.
Yeah.
But listen, let's get into the correspondence. We got analysis from both sides. We got analysis from Tactical Regista, who's the Brighton fan.
Is that
Phil
Tilt?
Tilt.
Phil Tilt.
yeah,
Phil Tilt. We're gonna start with his Phil Tilt one. It says the Phil Tilt shows the first half being Villa-centric with a shift to Brighton in the second. Yet Brighton weren't able to convert many of their big chances, while Villa only needed a small amount to capitalise, even in the second half. And he said, I've been speaking about some of the defensive worries with the team, and it all came to light today. Horrendous display and a lack of individual quality, leaving far too much space and showing a vast lack of awareness in the box. And we also have analysis from a new correspondent, Usmanu96. He's a Villa fan. He said, great performance from Villa against United, Unai Emery's favourite opponent, won last season home and away. Brighton's style of play suits Villa perfectly because of our high line and constant pressure from our midfielders made Brighton struggle. Stunning performance from McGinn, who is one of the most underrated players in the Premier League. Watkins' hat-trick and assist showed why he's England's best second striker behind Kane. Villa's goal will be to be the best of the rest this season, behind Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal and Spurs.
I agree with
I like that. I like that. Very good. That was a very good correspondence.
Very good breakdown, yeah. I think being the best of the rest, that should be the aim.
That's your aim.
7th, we're going for that. If we can beat Spurs, that's
Yes,
kind of
yeah.
the target.
Or United.
Or United. But listen,
Yeah.
let's go to a London derby. Fulham versus Chelsea. Chelsea have finally won the game. Away to Fulham, they went 2-0 up. And they've won the game 2-0. So fair play to them. Listen, it's about damn time they won the game, because I'm not going to lie, there might have been an emergency meeting. We would have found out as many Chelsea fans as you can. Like, come on the table, man. This is enough. But listen, they've won their game 2-0. Do you think this is like kickstarting Mudrik's kind of season now? Is he ready to go? Was it for him like first goal goes in? Okay, now.
Nah,
now
because he's
let's
never
go.
really been a goal scorer.
Just like a
Well,
creator, man.
but generally, it definitely gives them confidence. Like the way they're playing football. Like Liban will obviously touch on it. Having Broha start instead of Nico Jackson probably changed the game in terms of the way they play.
Broha missed that important chance at the beginning, but then grew into the game.
Even
more and
even Pochettino being ballsy, something Eric Ten Hag can't be. Dropping Raheem Sterling, that's not been. That Raheem Sterling's been all right. He's been good to an extent. And starting Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer, by the way,
I think it might have been
today.
an injury, to be fair.
He came on second half.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he came on second half.
Oh, fair enough.
So just having the Enzo
And he
Gallagher
dropped a
thing.
stinker as well. So. Yeah. Yeah.
But him just rotating his team, and obviously he played Cole left back today. But
I think he's in that position though where he has to. Like, they have been playing the right way. I think XG, they're top of the league if I'm not mistaken. They've been creating chances. They've been dominating possession every single game, and that's why I've been saying like the Pochettino pressure, if you like, shouldn't even be there.
It shouldn't be there.
It's
He
a
should have a
new
season
club.
still.
Essentially, because that whole squad is brand new.
Yeah.
The board is brand new. Him coming in is brand new. Like, that needs time to be fleshed out. And the fact that they were dominating games like that and not getting that final finish, for me, was a positive. Of course, eventually you want the goals to go in, but that's what today you're there for. You bring in a big man. Okay, Nico Jackson, you got your confidence up last game. Now we see what else we got. He also scores. Now you're like, all right, got 2 strikers who can score.
Yeah,
it's a good headache. That's a good headache.
Yeah.
100%.
You're slowly building your core.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Modric,
yeah.
we've been dying for you to just break the duck. Now he
you've
gets
done
that. So for me, it's like
It's a good
Sterling, as you
confidence
said.
builder,
Sterling, you're starting to pick up a little bit. Madueke, when he comes on, like even Gusto stepping up a little bit when Reece James has kind of gone down. So you're seeing the depth being kind of used as well within this. But for me, Palmer today, for example, I thought was brilliant as well.
Conor Gallagher,
side,
man.
yeah.
Conor Gallagher, man.
Galadog.
Galadog,
I
man.
like that kid.
Hey,
I can't
listen,
lie to you.
most goals won for Chelsea in the Premier League, most possession won final third, most possession won middle third, most tackles made, most interceptions. Yo, he's going on the radar.
I've always
for
thought
Chelsea,
he gets a bad rep, and sometimes I feel like gets lumped in with the likes of like McTominay and things like that because they work hard or they work for the badge.
They're busybodies,
because
but he does more than he's just a busybody.
even if per se he doesn't, I think just having that sometimes in a team can help so much. Having someone who just does the dirty work and doesn't complain about it. Someone who's willing to do the hard yards. Someone who's willing to press someone who you're not willing to. Loose balls, I'll go and chase that.
Yeah.
Put my head on the line out. Because guess what that does?
Read
It sets a standard and it sets a tempo. And now everybody else, it's
Leads
infectious.
by example, basically.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. And then what's that you said there? Lead. And what have they given him this year? The captain's armband. So it's like, you know what? What's the one thing you can do? Go and put your absolute body on the line. And that's what he does. Galadog.
Galadog. Go on, what
so
did Liban
Liban's
give you?
tweet, let me see this.
at the date as
Chelsea
well.
should get a wow. On the 30th of June, 2022. Not this year, last
year.
year. He said Chelsea should give Broha and Gallagher a run in the first team this season. Huge potential for both. Damn.
Do you feel vindicated now?
And he's got Chelsea fans telling him, no, Broha should hold bench. Wow.
Listen.
Hey, Liban was ahead of the curve there.
Listen,
I think Broha's one that I fully agree with.
Broha,
I think
100%. I think Broha is of the mold of Hoyun.
Hoyland.
Hoyun, the Man United striker.
Oh yeah.
He's
I
of
was
the
gonna
same
say, like,
Neymar. He's of
Weird.
Did you,
I
did
thought
you guys
Hoyland.
just say 2 different names?
Yeah, he said Hoyland. You said Hoyu.
Hoyun. Who did you say?
Why are you saying Hoyund?
What did you? Why?
That's not Hoyun.
Why's the L?
So what? You have to say Henry, but you can pronounce that.
Oh, was that wrong how I said it?
Hoyland.
Is that how you say Hoyland?
No,
I said
that's his
Hoyun.
name.
Okay, so
There's
I've
an
been
L.
pronounced it wrong the whole time. It is what it is.
And that's such a Liban moment right there.
But anyways. He
Add that to the scrapbook, man.
I've been saying Hoyun the whole time. But anyways, yeah, Hoyun. I've been saying the J like a Y. But listen, I swear to you. But listen, I thought it was.
No, but you don't pronounce the L.
What language is that? Spanish.
No, where's the L?
You
You
don't
never
say the
pronounce the
L.
L.
You say it correctly, but you don't say the L.
Hoyun.
Oh, you think it's HOLJ?
Yeah.
It's HOJL.
Oh, see, there you
Yeah.
go. My mind's
So it's
Oh, yeah.
HOYLUND, like you
See,
said.
my mind's yeah. See,
Where's your mind? Where's your mind right now?
You need to get me tested still. Yeah, and there needs to be
But no,
something
His
your
mind's not
overall
here right
point
now.
though you were making,
Yeah,
I agree with
they're
you.
of the
because
same build.
I thought
Yeah.
if Broha left Chelsea,
Yeah.
him going Serie A was almost the perfect transition.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
him going Inter or AC, perfect.
And he had to deal with a serious injury as well, man.
Because the way I
Antoine
look at it
Sell,
is,
man.
Man United
Yeah,
spent
man.
60 million on a player that I think Broha could be of the same potential.
Mold, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? In terms of they're both physically big, huge for their age. You know, they're all probably both
Yeah.
similar age, build, both technical, both got that burst of pace.
Do you worry about the lack of goals though? Because he had
With
that.
Broja?
He had that spell at Southampton as well.
Yeah. Which was
where
really good. I thought he
You
was
could say he was good, yeah, but
yeah.
he wasn't clinical.
Yeah.
And
True.
the same with Hoyland.
Yeah.
There's the same thing of like, oh, he doesn't have a
There's
great
question
goals
marks about
record.
him as
Yeah.
well.
But the last good
Yeah.
Chelsea striker like that was Diego Costa. That kind of.
Bro, it's funny.
This
you
is a
said
massive
Diego Costa.
curse, man.
I call him Baby Diego. He's Baby Diego to me because he's got that. He's got all of the attributes that you want in a striker that you used to see in Diego. But the
Yeah.
only thing is, can he be nurtured to be that ruthless,
Killer.
aggressive sort of
ugly side of the game. You know what I mean? Yeah.
If
I
you know
see
about
more-
Diego Costa, he needed nurturing.
He needed
Yeah,
When he first came, I feel like he was getting loaned out to Vallecano and all sorts. I think when he came back of like his third loan spell, he finally became
It was
that
fine.
monster.
Yeah.
I see more. If we're talking Chelsea strikers, you're going babies. I see more Morata in his game than Diego.
Is it Morata? I don't see that still. I can't lie to you. I don't see that.
Bro, I see that dog.
Bro, yeah.
No, he
you
might
see
have that
dog.
willingness, but I'm saying like when you talk about profile and player wise,
Yeah.
I think they're both technically sound. I think they can both go on both their feet. They've got sneaky pace behind them.
I can't hear what you're
Don't
saying.
come from. I'm not saying dog, no, obviously, because
Morata has such a lack of dog.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, I know that.
He's in his own soft boys category.
He can get into that Nico Jackson.
Like, I know Brocho's been injured for a while.
Yeah,
I know he's been injured for a while. He had a serious injury, but
I got a lot of love for Nico, man.
yeah. No, but I'm saying maybe Chelsea don't have to go into market get a striker. Maybe they've got their striker there.
I mean, you got
if
two winning
he's got
strikers,
till
man.
January to at least prove himself,
Yeah.
and show that he can maybe potentially be Chelsea's number one striker.
But that's what Chelsea's
Yeah,
board does
yeah.
in terms of
Shiny
Chelsea's
new toy.
board would,
Yeah.
like I said, shiny new toy.
Yeah.
Like Gallagher, people are expecting, like you said, the Palace Gallagher. But Palace Gallagher, he was a 10.
Yeah.
But
way
he was a
further up the pitch.
workhorse, like Third will say,
Yeah.
in terms of he'll track, he'll do the dirty work and all that stuff. But he's not a 10 at Chelsea. Whereas, what do you call it? Like I said, Broha, he had good stints. There's nothing they can do. I'd rather trust the youngsters, trust the youth that they have. Because, like you said, the one thing they'll do, they'll work for the badge. The way United have the Medries and these man where they're willing to do anything for the badge, you got to trust the Gallaghers, the Brohas.
But Sharky was having a pain of to see today's game because you see who they played at right back.
Yeah, I said that to him.
Cucurella.
Cucurella.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Third
but
right back.
He played that role last week pretty well, if I'm not mistaken. I
He
think
played
in
well
the
today
cup
as well,
game.
to be
Yeah.
fair.
So
So-
listen, he's been struggling at left centre back, at left back, at left wing. He might have found a way to make himself useful.
I wonder if Chelsea fans are still happy with
when
Cole.
Aspilicueta first came in, he was slotting in at left back,
back,
did
yeah,
a job,
yeah.
came one of the best players.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he's wearing
He
an
became a club
armband.
legend, yeah.
Bro, sometimes
Yeah.
Ashley Young slotting at right back, Valencia slotting at right back.
back,
Sometimes make yourself useful to the team, however
You know,
way you
you
can.
know what I feel like?
You know who's decent today as well? 115 million, man. Love cooking him
Yeah.
when he drops a stinker.
Yeah, he
But
deserves
today
it,
was
yeah.
much better. I
him some
cannot lie
flowers
to you.
today.
And I think the last 2 or 3 games as well, he's gotten back to kind of like that Brighton level Caicedo. Listen, I think a lot of people want to dump on him, obviously, for his price
his
and
price
kind of
tag, yeah, yeah.
how that debut went off. But I think Chelsea got an actual quality player, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
It will never be his price tag, though. That's the saddest thing, innit?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
think-
yeah,
never.
yeah.
Will never.
I think for that price tag, what you're expecting from a defensive midfielder or someone who kind of does the dirty side of the game, you're never really going to feel like it's going to pay off.
No
But
DM should ever be
I
worth
feel
that.
like he's definitely
Maybe
going
Rodri,
to be
that's
a
it.
massive
Not
addition
even.
to that Chelsea team. Like if they
No
can,
DM.
No
in
DM
history
should
of
ever
football,
hit
yeah.
100
Yeah.
million.
Nah.
No DM ever should. I think
Busquets.
no.
In the history of
No, no.
Nah?
No, not for me, bro.
But when Busquets was in his prime, what the
Was he
market
worth 100 million?
No.
market was
Yeah, but that's inflation. But if you adjust for inflation, let's say Busquets and this throwing at that prime, I think he's worth over 100 million, man.
Because of the inflation, yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm
Oh,
saying...
of course he would be.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, back then, paying maybe
No, yeah,
60,
yeah,
70
yeah,
million
yeah,
for
yeah.
DM is outrageous.
yeah.
But
Only
then 40 million back then was like 100 million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but 100
So,
for me,
yeah.
the 100 million plus mark should only go to forwards. Should only go to
Yeah.
attackers. That's it.
Yeah.
Or forward thinking midfielders and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
Centre backs can get in there.
The Virgil got in there, like 70, 80 million to be fair.
But like exactly 70, 80.
Never the 100 million mark.
Like Gavardio, he was. It will touch it soon. Someone's gonna touch 100, whatever.
No, for
But
sure.
no fullbacks,
William,
All I'll
defenders.
say is-
William
All
Saliba.
of them ever, bro.
Yeah, I
The only
agree
thing
with
I-
you.
the only thing
I'm
I'll
with
say
you.
about-
I'm fully with you on that.
The only thing I'll say about
price.
price tags is no one ever remembers the price tag if you
Yo,
perform.
yeah,
That's true.
That's why.
true.
That, obviously, we
Does
finished
anybody
the
remember
bottom.
how much Ruben Diaz cost?
60 M's.
Something
But
like that.
then again, Nicholas
Not 60
Otamendi went
No.
Was less
the
than
other
that.
way.
Does anybody
so-
remember how much Rodri cost?
Nah, I couldn't tell you.
Rodri
then.
was at 50 M's, no?
No.
Wait,
He
what
was actually the record at 63, if I'm not mistaken.
So
I
how
think,
much was Diaz? Diaz was not 60?
No, he was less than that. I think it was 50,
like
you know.
50 something.
It was something like less. It was like,
Oh,
this
it's
is-
roughly like around 60.
No, but
though,
this is what I'm saying is
you don't look at it
Caicedo,
anymore.
If he's bad, 150 million is burnt on your forehead there.
Of course, yeah.
But you play well, no one even remembers you. That's why I said and I said that. I remember I tweeted that in the summer for Mount because a lot of people saying like, oh man, and I'm like, oh trust me, if these players, Soboslai was another one. I said if he performs and you're seeing it this year, these players perform, price tag gets completely
Even as mad as even Declan Rice.
Yeah.
Bro, no one's
You
trying to
almost-
spec about
even,
105.
even if you felt like you overpaid, you're like, it was worth it because he's that good.
He's that good.
I
He's
can
changed,
justify
transformed
paying
our
that
team.
little bit
Yeah.
extra
I
for
hear
someone
you.
that
But
good.
listen, with Chelsea as well, we were looking at their schedule as well, and they have a dangerous schedule coming up. They got Burnley away next. They need this to gain momentum.
Easy
and then
for
after that,
us.
they got Arsenal. They got Brentford. Then I think got Blackburn in the Cup. Then this is where it comes. Tottenham away, City at home, Newcastle away, Brighton at home, United away, Everton away. So that's a tough run of games. They need momentum for the next game from Burnley.
Yeah, no,
away.
for sure. I think the next, obviously, the 2 games that they just won, obviously going into the next game, they could get a win there. Then they're building something. They can at least build confidence going into those games. I don't expect them to win every single game, but maybe they can get points out of those games. Maybe a point here, a 3-point here. Maybe.
Do you know what's so mad though?
Yeah.
Is we've gotten so into the mindset of, Chelsea have to play those teams. Those teams have to play Chelsea as well, though. It's
Yeah.
Chelsea that much written off?
Not written off, but when you look at the circumstances,
They really are.
My thing is,
They really
I've
are.
always seen when we see fixture lists like that,
Yeah.
it never fully goes.
the way, yeah, of course.
Even like you'll see
But when you look at
Norwich last 6 games of the
Yeah.
season, they might be playing. They'll get 2 wins. They'll be Arsenal and they'll be Tottenham or
Yeah.
something like that. You'll be like, it wasn't that bad. They surprised it.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Chelsea will surprise a few.
But then
teams.
again, when you look
And I
at
think
Chelsea's win record
they
this
should use
this year,
this.
though.
They should use this kind of tough, almost spell
Yeah.
to really look at who's here for the count.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why
yeah,
I said
yeah.
even with
Yeah.
Spurs, it's all nice and good when the fixture
There's
list
a
is
little
easy.
easy, yeah.
Oh, you're good and you're good and you're world class and. No, when
no, we
things
get
are
the
sticky
real
and we
test.
play
And
actual
you go
position,
missing. Hey.
now who's here? Sterling, can we count on you? Mushrik, can you? Mudrik, can you turn up?
He's so used to saying that. I hear it.
is crazy. Oh my god,
He's so used to saying that. That he had a good game. He's like, no, I actually have to use his real name.
Oh my days, Mudrik, Mikhailo.
Mikhailo.
Can these players,
boy from UK.
Caicedo, Enzo, Colwill today? Hey, that assist, nice.
But I was saying earlier, do Chelsea fans still want to see him at left back? I don't think they're just like sick of that
Listen,
little experiment. Man.
Thiago Silva weren't too
If
bad
it works,
today.
but the thing is, if
The
it
Shaq's
works,
been underrated.
But it only worked this
He's
game.
been underrated, bro. Like
Precisely.
he might have 2 blips in moments, not even a game,
They
in
wa-
moments. But I don't know why.
Listen.
Chelsea's the only club that they bought him for 35 million,
Bro.
and they treating him like he's 80 million.
Bro, they wanted to stick the bozo tag on him so badly. And I said, I think with him coming in as like a cover centre back, there's not going to be much expectation on him. But for what he's done, I think he's been brilliant. I think,
Yeah.
if anything, Thiago Silva this season has looked a little bit like his legs.
He's
are going.
39.
Today, he did a little bit better. But he's 39 now.
Come on,
Your
man,
legs are
I
going.
like it, yeah.
I feel like this is the season to phase him out.
Yep.
And whether it's Disasi, Badiashile, Fofana, next to Colwill, you have to make that decision.
I feel bad.
That needs
I
to
had
be fair.
Fofana's name, and I'm always thinking, I don't know. I think it might.
you forget they paid 75 million.
I know it's crazy,
Bro.
but it's just the injuries.
I'm sorry,
It's
I
crazy.
can't forget that Leicester year.
I know.
forget what I saw
I
that year.
know.
Unreal.
And I always believe, with centre backs,
It's hard
get
to
it
come back
back.
from
You
injuries.
can get
Look
it
at Van
back. I
Dijk, man.
understand.
Like, everyone's looking
Van
at him
Dijk
after
for me,
injury.
I think it was the age
But when you get
for me. That
when
was
you
Yeah,
get 2
facts.
ACL injuries,
that's the issue.
That's when it gets
That's
tricky.
bro. That's
when it
the,
gets
will he
tricky.
even come back the
For
same?
me, it's not even does he physically come back. Does your confidence even come back
Yeah,
the same?
yeah,
Because now you're gonna be.
Now you
thinking,
got get past the
certain
mental
challenges
barrier.
going. Kind of
The mental barrier.
pulling back.
Everyone always looks at the physical barrier of coming back from a long-term injury, but nobody ever looks at that psychology. The
But
mental.
then again, Liban's got high hopes on the Villa boys now. That's come back from 2 ACLs.
Zaniolo.
Yeah,
Zaniolo.
and if,
Yeah, he did have 2
if,
ACLs.
if,
Yeah,
if
to be
Fana
fair.
can do the same
Some
thing.
players
No,
can do it.
I'm not saying he won't do it. He can do it, but that that aspect of that mental barrier that will be there for sure.
But that's the thing about
But
Chelsea
especially
fans.
at the beginning phases, it might phase out naturally over time.
But I
the
think
more
that's why it's
confidence
good having the
Yeah.
Sassis and the
Yeah.
Colwills.
100%.
Listen, it was a good win for Chelsea. Let's go on to the next game.
Wait, before you finish, sorry, man.
Go for it.
Is this more of Chelsea being good or
Fulham
playing
being
well,
bad.
or Fulham just not being the Fulham that we saw last season?
Hey,
No, but I think
Tim
that-
Ream.
I mean, a bit,
10 years younger.
There's a bit of both.
Because they've lost a lot. Like they've lost the
The second goal
Mitrovic.
was a big
They try to
error.
replace
Fulham-
Brahim with that.
Yeah.
Fulham were never going to replicate what they did last year.
Yeah.
Last year
Without
was almost
Mitrovic.
like the Brentford rejects link up, and we're all going to, for one last hurrah, prove everyone wrong. And they did it. They actually done brilliant. I think Mark Silva did a brilliant job. Mark Silva missed the trick in not jumping ship in the summer with Mitrovic.
Yeah.
In my opinion, because they almost lost what I would have thought was their entire
Offense.
Basically, Mitrovic
And Nil lost
and
Palhinha.
Palhinha almost as well,
Yeah.
bro. That's your two best players there. So that told me, and the replacements they were bringing in weren't really up to scratch. Like Jimenez, who we know has been struggling with his head
And then you
injury.
got Carlos
since.
Vinicius that had
Like-
a decent spell last
What are you saying? Is
season.
Palhinha's head not in it just anymore? I mean, when you miss a
Oh,
deadline day,
Palhinha can only do so much.
That's
yeah.
mad.
When you miss a deadline day, mentally you're still at this thing like,
But it's not-
I
but it's-
can't
but
be
it's not-
asked.
but it's
Sign
not-
the new deal.
That's
though.
crazy.
Sign the new deal.
But that's not his fault though. That's not his fault.
No, it's not his fault. No, I'm not saying it's his fault, but mentally, he's just like, do you think he's just out?
He literally looking at it going, I'm here for 3 months.
Let's move on to the next game, yeah. We need some apologies here, man. Luton have won their first game. They've beaten Everton 2-1 away. Shout out to Luton, man. Derby never won an away Premier League game at all,
Big ups.
but Luton have.
And not at an easy ground as well.
Oh,
Goodison.
Goodison, Sean Dyche, real men.
Real man.
Dogs.
Yeah, anything far
But
from real men.
I think
Everton.
the way
Anything
Luton,
far from that.
bro.
Hey,
the
listen.
way-
Everton's XG that game was 3.13. Luton's was
Have you not seen-
0.95.
Have you not?
That
Have you
XG
not-
is crazy.
Have you not seen Everton's XG at home this season?
Yeah, it's actually really good, you know.
Aston Villa, they should have bopped them. I think Aston Villa beat them 1-0 first game of the
But
season.
listen, that bottom three strikers in the league is just not scoring chances. Someone said it. I didn't say it wasn't me in it, but I agree with that person in it. But someone said it in it. It wasn't me. It might have been on the table.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Scored, right?
Yeah, he did score. Actually.
That was such a setup. But I think was it.
Lima's thinking, did he score? I don't know.
No, he did, he
The
did.
first goal was like
scored.
when they had like 4 corners in a row, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then was it their captain just came and lumped one in? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Lockyer and then
Tom
Carl
Lockyer,
Morris.
and
Yeah, and
then-
then Carl
yes,
Morris.
yeah.
That goal was dog.
The
because
second one.
because remember Ashley Young tried to clear it.
Yeah.
And Lucky said, I'm gonna do.
That he was showing them. Listen, I've been in the trenches. I've seen Sunday.
That's a real
League.
championship
I've
goal right
seen
there.
Championship. I've seen
League One,
Uneven
Yeah.
pitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Cole, that skin fade. I know it's new.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah, that's a typical Sunday league type goal. You just
Bro.
put your body in. You just throw your body in.
I hear it, man.
The second
I
one
hear
was
it, man.
tiny though.
Yeah.
The
Second one
was a good finish.
Carl Morris, that was a good
Solid
finish, man.
finish.
That was a good finish.
Solid finish.
If he can get them 10 to 12,
That's enough.
That's secured in the Premier League
incredible.
next season.
That is incredible.
What's he on? 3 goals?
Three goals at the moment. Yeah, 3 goals, 2 penalties, and then that one I think. What
I'm gonna be
finish?
real.
Nah, I
Him,
think it's 1 penalty, you know.
What is one penalty
yeah, the
against
first one.
the
Yeah,
first one?
yeah.
him just getting 7 with Luton.
First play.
Statue.
Yeah.
Firstly, wait. Their
I think-
stadium's so small. Where they put that statue?
I don't know, some street. I don't know.
On the Market Road.
Outside Sainsbury's or something. I don't know, man.
It's outside Sainsbury's. Crazy.
But nah,
Crazy.
credit to Luton.
Outside
though. I
someone's
think
yard, man. Yeah.
winning like that as well against Everton. I think no one was expecting. I said March. I was expecting their. First
I was saying
win to come.
Tottenham.
Yeah, of course.
I
you
was saying
would.
Tottenham as well.
Yeah,
Of
we
course,
were
you
looking at
fucking
Tottenham.
would, yeah. Well, no, I thought it'd be ages. I thought they'd be competing, and mind you, they still could. I don't know, lose every single game from now till the end of the
Yeah.
season. But
Yeah.
I think every game, I've thought them and Sheffield United as well. I know Sheffield United got kind of whooped this week by Newcastle, but I feel like they've actually gotten better.
West Ham.
since
Oh, you
last
mean
time.
West Ham?
West Ham, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like week by week they've improved. Kinda
Yeah,
the
there's
performance.
something-
I remember
yeah,
Sheffield
yeah.
against us weren't easy. Sheffield against what's his name, Man City weren't easy. Luton as well. Every week they played, even the Chelsea game, I thought they weren't that bad as well. But I still think they'll get relegated.
Yeah, I mean,
Nice try.
well,
I think
good
I'll be
effort,
honest.
yeah.
I'm saying Everton, Luton, Sheffield United.
No,
Burnley put in there.
I think Burnley. Yeah, Burnley.
Burnley are just not here right
I
now.
need company to go down.
You know it's gonna be the worst.
I can't lie.
This hate for company.
What's
Nah,
company?
bro,
Vincent,
this
man.
tiki-taka nonsense. You're still trying this.
You don't want to see
Like,
expansive
you
football. It makes sense as a Tottenham fan doesn't want to see
I get
expansive
it.
football.
I
man.
get that. Who me? Listen, we playing juicy football. Right?
Hey, big Ange, man.
Don't play with my balls. But I think when you come up to the Premier League, you need to understand you can only play that style of football if you
Have the
quality.
players.
You
Yeah.
have quality in your team. And I'm sorry, coming up from the Championship to the Premier League,
you need to adapt. You need to be able to adapt. You have to
Adapt,
kind of
bro,
put your
and
pride aside a little
that
bit and
tells
try
me-
and get the results.
Be more
You know what
pragmatic.
I mean?
Be more
Yeah,
pragmatic.
And I said to
So-
Sharky at the beginning of the season,
yeah.
because Sharky was like, yeah, I'm predicting a 1-1. I said, bro,
They're
this
getting
company
bopped
guy,
against City.
I've already heard him in interviews. He's already going to be stubborn. He's going to try out bop City, and it's not going to
so
work.
that's one thing I do like about Luton.
Yeah.
They do kind of stick to their roots of a little. We're gonna make this hard and long. for
Route
you,
one
basically.
football.
Yeah,
Yeah, but we'll make it as
we're gonna
difficult
put
as we
this
can.
into as many dangerous areas as we time.
Yeah.
Morris, Lockyer, get on the end of that basically.
Yeah.
So I always say, stick to your DNA, stick to your roots, and when you ain't got the quality,
But what
keep the game simple.
But what
man.
do Everton need to do, man?
Everton need quality.
God.
Like they lack quality in my eyes, and
I don't know, you know.
like
I thought Beto would do,
Beto
like,
at the
really
end, I thought should have got 1 or 2. Should have put 1 or 2 of those chances away. He is one. I think their season is going to kind of hang on.
He'll come
because-
good. I just don't know how good.
No,
It's 'cause they
because you can see he gets in the right areas.
Yeah.
Like,
He's also that one.
He gets in
He's
the
also
right
that
areas.
guy who is big and he's like fast. and
He's
he can-
unfortunate.
yeah.
He's been unfortunate on a couple of occasions as well, not to get a goal.
Yeah.
But Everton
just look
create
like
chances. They do create
They do
chances.
create.
Needs to step up. Dan Juma. I need more.
More, yeah, for sure.
True,
I
man.
was saying
True,
you
man.
needed more minutes at Spurs, my brother. Now I need to see you get more minutes over there. And when you do, step up, please.
Do you know who they're missing? Alex Iwobi.
And Josh Townsend.
Since Alex Iwobi came on for Everton, I mean Fulham, didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, man.
What, was he on the bench?
Yeah, he was on the
Yeah,
bench.
he
for
came
Fulham.
Damn, boy.
Yeah.
Left the franchise player to be a bench woman back in London.
Yeah, man, London lifestyle, man.
London lifestyle, baby.
Take.
But listen, we have a couple of games left. We didn't have any correspondence for that game, but please, guys, shout me if you have any correspondence.
If
for
not,
that
shout
game.
Liban.
Yeah, definitely shout Liban LDN. His Twitter is just gonna come right there. Yeah, definitely follow him and shout him. If you're a gal, definitely shout him. But listen, why are you doing that face? I'm trying to wingman you, and you're not just you're not doing anything.
Yeah, I
for me.
did.
I just wingman you, and you're just looking.
I did.
What's that?
Huh?
I just wingman you, and you're just not doing anything.
I don't need your wingman.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna say
I
that.
don't need your wingman. Definitely not your wingman.
Definitely, all you need is Red Bull, and that's it. That's all you need.
I don't need you. I don't know what kind of chance you're gonna bring me.
I'll give you the best of the best.
Meaty
I was
one.
gonna say
He's gonna
crazy.
I'll give you the best of the best,
He's gonna
man.
give me the bottom of the barrel ones.
Nah, man. No. That's for Leah's. Let's go to the next game.
He's only there.
Let's move on to the next game. Newcastle versus Burnley. Newcastle. They had a stuttering start to the season, but look, some form happening. Eddie Howe. Hey.
No, I'm not giving him credit, bro. I'm not.
Man,
Why am I giving credit?
No, what do you want? You got Champions League football. You're not
Bro,
giving credit.
I'll be real, yeah.
What?
Obviously, the goal, like the Sheffield United's goal, was a blur in terms of 8-0. You don't really see that in football. But it's just games he's got to win. I'm not looking at someone for doing their job correctly, bro. They beat
Sheffield United and Burnley.
They beat Burnley 2-0
Yeah.
at home. Was I expecting domination? Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's
you still
Burnley
have
at
to
home.
get the results. You still have to.
Yeah, you still got
Yeah,
the
if
grind.
Arsenal
But
beat-
I'm not
If
looking-
Arsenal beat
So,
Burnley, you're gonna give. You're gonna.
Hold on. Arsenal beat Bournemouth 4-0. You
So
lot
no-
just trying to wax lyrics.
No, we didn't.
Oh, tap it, yeah.
But no.
Who's that?
Oh my God.
Who's that? Who you imitating right now? Who you imitating right now? Who you imitating?
You need to say he imitated it. Is that him? Is it him? Must be him. It has to be him.
Say that.
But I'm saying you guys didn't bat an eyelid when we beat them 4-0. It was expected. They're coming from.
Yeah, but you
Whereas
still talk about the
Newcastle-
positives of the game.
No, 100%.
You still wanted to
But he
highlight
looked
what
at
was
me-
good about the game.
Listen,
Yeah.
he
But
looked
listen.
at me and said, Eddie Howe beat Burnley. I said,
Hey,
what do you want me
listen.
to do with that?
Yeah.
Listen,
Okay, cool.
Newcastle are actually 2 points off better than they were last season at this point.
Fair enough.
So, any
I don't
You
know.
know this guy.
I tried, guys. Five clean sheets in a row for Newcastle.
Oh, that's very good.
just
I
get you guys
respect that.
5 clean sheets in a row for
That's Eddie Howe,
Newcastle.
man. That's Eddie Howe ball.
That's very good.
Yeah, is that how?
Beat Man City during the week as well. I respect
Yeah,
that.
in the cup.
That's serious.
So do you
Me,
think
I
just
think-
tough scheduling for them? That's why they're poor start, and now they're just getting grips. Now it's like, okay, cool,
Nah.
Champions League football, and now Premier League.
Now they got real dogs coming to St James's Park, man.
Who's playing PSG?
Kylian Mbappe.
Kylian Mbappe at St. James Park. That's a good one.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm gonna like that.
That one, I wanna see.
Under the lights as well. Under the lights.
and
Yeah,
that
that's
crowd,
a good one.
That crowd as well. First Champions League game.
Trippier's gonna have
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
Trippier's gonna have done.
Trippier.
Trippier.
Oh my.
But Trippier's having a phenomenal season.
I couldn't
Yeah,
care
yeah.
less.
No, he's having a phenomenal
Couldn't care
season.
less.
You know, it's it was couldn't care less. Yeah, this guy's like,
He's playing again.
Yeah, but it's a Tottenham, it's a Tottenham.
I like Kieran.
thought we were haters.
Yeah,
You
you
are.
No.
different.
Kieran,
He's a sly one. Like, yeah, he's a sly one.
I've never been
least
sly.
for
I've never been sly.
To be fair.
But no, Kieran Trippier, quality player, but killing him. But I couldn't care less. You could put Trippier. You could put. I was gonna say something
Nah, but
crazy, but I believe that. You could put anyone at right back.
The one I'm more interested to see though is Usman Dembele on Dan Burn. That one there. I'm interested
Hey,
to see that
Dembele's
one.
never faced a Dan
Hey,
Burn. I was
listen,
like, Dan Burn's
that
gonna
one
lock
there,
him.
Don't
That's
joke
a
with
real
that
dog.
one. Don't joke with that one. I'm
I'm
telling
putting
you.
money on Dan Burn to lock him up.
Is it?
I'm on your side. I'm on your side. I'm on your
Okay,
side.
we'll see.
Hey, Dembele.
Faith in that little fraudster.
Dembele facing against
have
these
some
little La
respect.
Liga left backs
Have
and all
some
this stuff.
respect.
Like,
Flip the
Have some
question.
respect.
Flip the question. Barcola against Dan Burn.
what? He's getting locked up, bro.
Barcola's getting dashed. You think because he looks like me, he can get away with it? Get dashed in the thing as well,
So he
man.
got real dug in it.
trim.
Come on, man.
Same trim.
Come on, man.
Okay,
Listen.
another one then. Colomwani
I don't know if
up
he's
against
starting.
Shaw or Botman.
Hey, Botman ain't easy, you know.
Hey,
Is
listen.
it Ramos? Is
ain't
it
an easy day.
Colomwani?
But then you had Shaw in your top
Ooh,
10
it might be one or the other.
best centre backs.
Huh?
You know,
You had him first place in your top 10 centre backs last season.
Who's that?
Fabian Shaw. So come on, he's gonna do something.
Yeah, in terms of form, yeah, last season.
No, in terms of FPL and points, that's basically what it was, isn't it?
No, it was not.
It was, man. It was.
Bro,
you
man.
had him top 5.
I had him, yeah.
No, he had it first.
Yeah, the first.
Oh, I had him
first.
top 5.
Yeah, first.
First.
Numero
No,
uno.
but not in the end. It was like halfway through the season.
Yeah, it was January.
It was like by January, and we did a list. I said,
When they had that crazy stretch.
yeah, and then I put it first. And then you know what these got referred to? FPL. That's like me saying, it's like me saying Haaland's the best striker in the league, and you say, oh, because FPL. What are you talking about?
Nah,
What are you
that's
talking
a poor
about?
argument, to be fair.
How's that a poor argument?
No, that's pathetic.
Am I lying?
FPL.
FPL.
I wasn't on the table. I didn't say it.
I wasn't on the table.
I was quoting
I was
other
on the
people.
table.
I was quoting other people.
disrespect FM.
I was on the table. I'll tell you who was on the table.
They were saying as well.
Yeah.
And what's funny is a lot of them put Botman in like their top 3, top 2. A lot of them, but at the time, Shaw was having a better season than Botman.
No, he wasn't. It was
Yes, he
Botman.
was.
I'm sorry,
Botman,
guys,
you're
we
saying
haven't
it because
spoken about
he's the new
Newcastle
toy.
yet.
No, he's not.
He's the new toy. He's not.
He's Dutch
Talk about
excellence.
Champions League.
I don't know about that one.
Thank
I'm
you.
saying last season. I'm not saying this season. I'm talking about last
Yeah.
season. In the first half of last season,
Botman.
Shaw was the better centre back. For me, Shaw was the better centre back.
Alright, let's
Botman's
not
the new toy, so he's gonna get more of the credit because obviously he's come in and everything's gonna get the plaudits. But Shaw was excellent last season.
So,
You know what, brother? That does deserve a special mention, no? Almiron.
Miggy.
Oh, that guy's goal catalogue for Newcastle, unreal. He's
Well,
gonna be
scored
like
against
Giroud.
Burnley.
He's gonna be like Giroud, where he can.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch
show his
Newcastle.
kids.
Oh, okay.
His
Bro,
videos, and he will look like the best player in the world.
Crazy.
Yeah, he scored the first goal.
Crazy,
I'm
crazy,
telling
crazy.
you, post
Well, the Giroud
retirement.
ones.
Post retirement,
Bro, his
we are
goal
going to look at
catalogue,
Almiron like a real streets won't forget player.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Forget the two guys and the Pedersons. We're going to be talking about Almiron.
Was it Miggy?
That brother's got some special
Is
goals.
he Miggy again this season?
Miggy.
Miggy.
Grealish,
Michi,
come
Michi.
outside.
Michi.
Nah, for real. Now, goal catalogue, unreal.
Can you guys talk about the Newcastle Burnley game?
Yeah.
So I feel like we've drifted.
No, that's literally what I'm talking about, the goal in that.
Yeah, the goal.
Oh,
He just got
okay,
Miggy's
cool.
goal.
I thought we the game overall.
planet
I
are you on, mate,
I
yeah?
thought we the game
No,
overall.
we-
'Cause we were at Champions League. We was talking
No,
about
I was
favourites.
looking at the Burnley game.
No,
the
we're looking at
Mickey Almiron goal.
Somali excellence as well for the second goal.
Oh, what? I didn't watch the game. So
That was a penalty to be
That was
fair.
penny though.
It
Yeah.
was Somali excellence. He scored.
he's
When he
Eritrean,
scores,
man.
he's Somali. When he has things, he's Eritrean.
Yeah, I hear it. I agree.
Yeah, that's the rule.
You understand.
Yeah, that's the rule. Fuzzy, that's the rule.
Do you get?
Yeah.
Come get your boy back, bruv.
Get it.
Star boy now, yeah.
No, but that team was just a well-oiled team. I can't even lie. At the moment, obviously they've had a bit of a slow start because of the, like you said, because of the tough fixtures.
tough
they had and
scheduling,
stuff.
yeah.
But that team, bro, they're just
There's a stat.
well-oiled.
The test for them will be how they handle
Manage
these
it,
games
yeah.
after the Champions
Leagues,
Leagues and
yes,
things
for
like
sure.
that, because now they've drawn to AC, come back off that 2 big results. Now you go PSG.
Yep.
Let's see what happens after
Yeah,
that
yeah.
again. So for me, I think
The
this whole
PSG game will be
season-
interesting still.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one.
I reckon they'll have a surprise or two in that group stage, man. I'm telling you.
Well,
I think people are looking at that AC Milan game and thinking that's Newcastle at their full best.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, they were playing Jacob Murphy and,
and
Gordon on the
Gordon,
wings. I was
exactly.
like, come on, man. Like,
bro, this
they're
season, I mean,
clearly
Anderson
just
and-
here in like first game.
Yeah.
Let's just leave with something.
Yeah.
And they did. They left with a point. So we'll see now where they
And
go.
what's crazy is this season that they're playing the Elliot kid, Elliot Anderson. Is Elliot
Yeah,
Anderson,
yeah,
right?
Ellie Anderson. Yeah,
And then they got Longstaff still in there.
he's actually been decent this year.
Yeah,
so I
that's
can't
what I'm
lie to you.
saying. So it's like
He's been popping up here and there.
it's not even like they use like obviously they could have easily gone in the market and buy X, Y, Z, but they actually trusted the players that they have in their
Yeah,
squad.
do you know what? I
Yeah.
think Eddie Howe was complaining about that towards the end of the window, saying like, "Yo, FFP wise,
Yeah.
we need to
Yeah, we need to think.
move
Yeah.
some things around
And
because I don't think."
And then that's credit to him then because he's getting the best out of his bunch, and you have, and that's what I'm saying. You got to give Eddie Howe credit because he's actually getting, he's maximizing.
I used
he's
to be
getting
an
the
Eddie
most
Howe
out of-
doubter,
yeah.
trust me,
Yeah.
because he was always linked with the Spurs job, and I was just like, bro, he's been at Bournemouth, relax,
Yeah.
like. But what he's done at Newcastle,
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna go there and be the bridge to the next big manager. But in my eyes, I'm
He
like,
still is,
You
but
should,
I heard.
you should actually give him the keys. Build it.
I
in
don't
his-
give him keys.
He should be your Poch.
I'm standing behind him. If I gave him the keys, I'm
Let
standing behind
him
him.
try go. My thing is, let him try go as far as he can with this.
Does he have a cap though?
We don't know.
We don't know yet,
Let's
yeah. Is he-
find that
is he
out.
still like
Let's
a-
find out his cap. Let him go as far. Give him as much money as he needs to go as far as in Champions League. Push to the title as much as you can. once you've had maybe one or two big failures, that's when you kind of jump off there. But I feel like at this point, there's no way you can look at Eddie Howe and still be like, a doubter or a hater.
No, you can't doubt it. He's a quality manager, wallah. He's a very good manager.
That's finally got it out of him.
That's a nice one. That's all.
I've never said that. I just hate him.
No, you said he was a bum in the past.
It was.
Man just said I hate him. That sounds personal.
No, but wait,
been personal.
but he's called him a bum in the past.
Yeah,
100% have.
We're gonna find out after the podcast.
we need to find out. He probably didn't sign something.
I don't want to write off the whole episode, but we'll find out.
It might be a phasing situation with the book thing. It might be something like that.
I think I'd ask Eddie Howe to sign if I had a book.
Yeah.
When
you were 10 years old.
I would have dashed the book at him, man.
You say you left what?
He wanted to sign the left Liverpool and he said nah.
Yeah, fair.
He got vexed about that.
Yeah, he's like, well, come on, bro.
Yeah, man.
I hear it. Let's go to the last couple of games now. We got 2 games left. We got West Ham 2-0 against Sheffield United. Yeah.
Souček is back.
Hey, listen, we had one correspondent, 55 Hems, who's quite consistently contributes as well. He says Souček deserves a shout. He looks like the midfielder that scored 10 goals 2 seasons ago. He's really getting back to that form, and it's amazing to see. And he could have easily had 2 free goals today.
Is that because of?
Fully agree.
Is that because of Edson Alvarez? How good he's been?
I can't lie to you.
I didn't
West
mean that.
Ham
I just
do
know
not
English.
miss Declan Rice. As much as it shouldn't be said, they don't miss him.
James Ward-Prowse.
JW. Hey,
Not just James Ward-Prowse. That whole scouting department for how you were able to reflip that Rice money. Alvarez looks a top DM.
Jared Bowen this season.
In terms of like, and I'm talking in the model like the Palhinha.
Yeah.
Straight clappers. You man do.
I was
nonsense.
an Edson Alvarez hater.
Are you an Antonio hater? Are you still an Antonio?
Are you still?
No.
You're warming up. You're warming up to
Shall I
it.
tell you why? Shall I tell you why?
Talk to me.
For me, I didn't believe in him as much because of the league he's come from. And I'm not going to lie to you.
I hear it.
At this moment in time,
A lot of bus.
Eredivisie bringing
A lot
him
of
in.
bus.
See
it.
So I'm looking at him going, I'm like, that's too much of a big job.
Yeah.
I don't think he can cope to do it. But like you said,
He's in the right. I feel like he's in the right team.
Yeah, it works for him.
But when you lose someone like him, I thought it would be a Calvin Phillips leaving Leeds kind of situation.
No.
In terms of him being the man and then trying.
But I think them bringing both Alvarez and James Ward-Prowse kind of so they got the offensive aspect from James Ward-Prowse and then they got the defensive aspect of Alvarez and it just meshes so well.
And normally that's getting the best out of Souček because now it's just Souček. You go and do your box-to-box role that you was doing. Go and be a nuisance in the opposition's box. But then also with that Ward-Prowse, we're going to give you Lob City. So you just stand at the back post or near post, take your pick. We'll find it right on your head.
And what's
I
crazy,
just
they
think
got height in that team. Look at all
and
the players.
I just feel
Real
like
men.
That whole system now, where it was kind of last season was, should we try go European flair, Skamaka, Paqueta? This year they've gone, let's go back to a little bit of what
rock and roll.
Antonio back in.
Yeah. And credit to Paqueta as well.
Yeah, you got to give him his flowers.
Yeah.
Give him his flowers. You was hating.
Into that. Listen.
100%. Go.
He was someone who I thought, is he one of these fair weather South Americans?
Yeah.
And I said, challenged him at the end of the season.
These homesick South Americans.
Last 10 games of the season, I saw what Carlos Tevez did for West Ham.
Yeah.
That's a real dog. And you do the same. He did. Second half, towards the end of last year, he actually really stepped up, and I was impressed.
Another guy,
second half of the season.
another player, Jared Bowen this season, man.
By the way,
Fair play to him, man.
that first goal, the little passage you played, the little tiki-taka, the little did, and then
Moyes, he's cooking.
Do something.
Sir, relax.
Do something for that for me, please.
Oh, you're saying United just did it? I thought he was asking for Bowen. I was like,
No. I'm just saying.
You'll kill Bowen.
Just give me one moment.
like that.
Give me some tiki-taka.
Give me something like that.
Give me 10 hard
just
balls.
one.
midweek, no?
Yeah, but does that count?
Yeah, he's thinking about Premier League. So probably.
How about Cup? Let's be real.
Hey, last season,
I
when
need
you
it
lot
in the
won
league.
that, you lot was all
No,
parading it
but
around the
I'm saying,
city.
but I'm saying, yeah, and I'll still do the same later on. And we do it again. But here I'm saying that I'm saying in the league though, I need to see that.
Yeah.
I'm still yet to see just one time where we do that.
I get it.
Our best moment was a one through ball from Ericsson to Rashford. That was our best moment this season.
I'll blame it.
Because I said, yo, that looks like art, Ericsson.
That's the highlight of the season so far.
Hey, that's
Can we talk about
for 4 years,
Bro.
Did you play Sheffield United?
I'm
yeah,
starving.
Hey, and
If West Ham could do that and we can't.
That's Eric Ten Hag's fault then.
That's David Moyes.
Eric Ten Hag can't do that.
had that.
That could have been you.
You had that. Bro, dude, you can't not gaslight me.
That could have been you.
You cannot gaslight me. That brother there.
You could have had Ward-Prowse and Souček.
Listen,
Ward-Prowse and Souček and Man United. That's how crazy that sounds.
He can be as successful as he wants to be from now to the rest of his career, and I will never ever say we should have kept David Moyes. Because what he did at my club, I'll be real with you.
Terrorism.
That was, bro. That story that I always say. I need to find out. I actually need to find out one day if there's actually truth to that story. The day I heard he sat down Rio and Vidic and made him watch tapes of the Phil Jagielka. I said, yeah, you know that story. Have you never heard that story?
No way, this is
On my life, there's a story.
No way.
Check it.
No, look at this.
Listen,
Jack Yelko were here
listen. No,
he was hard.
Yeah, but
he was very hard.
You're telling 5-time Premier League champions, Champions League winners to watch a video of Sheffield-born Phil Jagielka. Don't take the piss, bro. Don't take the piss.
That's
Bro,
crazy.
apparently that was the final straw for Rio and Vidic. That was their final straw.
That would have been.
But I think they left after that season, both of them.
Ferdinand reveals
Inter.
Ferdinand reveals heated discussions with Moyes at Man United, but says story of being made to watch Jagielka wasn't true.
Oh, fast. There was a story though.
See?
There was
Fabrication!
A story, though. But I know about it.
He was
But there was a story. Hold on. No. Let me land.
What's the landing? Where you landing? Where you landing?
I said
Where you landing?
there was a story about that. I never said it was 100% true. I said, have you never heard of that story?
He was retelling it.
He was in the meeting.
You know
why?
why? Because it confirmed his bias.
Yeah.
No, you see that? That's what we call confirmation bias.
But hear this though. You're right. You're
What,
hitting the right terms. You're hitting the right terms. But hear this though. It sounds believable. It sounds believable. The way it sounds believable. Yeah. So I'm gonna take that one to the grave. The lie is more entertaining than the truth.
Take that one to the grave.
Because it might as well be true.
Shout out to West Ham. They move up to 7th. A little bit more analysis from 55 Hems. He said Ward-Prowse was amazing. With no GA, he got an 8.7 rating. He really has more to this game than just set
He
pieces.
killed me still.
And we are really seeing him shine. Listen, let's get to the last Premier League game. Super Sunday. Who watched that Forest Brentford game? Dogs on the pitch.
1-1.
1-1. And there was controversy in that game as well, man.
There was.
There's always controversy in this game.
I missed that one. I can't.
But it was.
Renedy should have went down.
Wissa.
Johan
Wissa.
Wissa.
He got the kick.
Oh, when we did the free kick to get the goal.
No, when the goalkeeper was playing up, but
Matt
then
Turner.
Matt Turner.
But he cleared off the line.
Away from him.
Yeah, but I'm saying he kicked young Wissa.
Yo, Wissa didn't go there. He was a real man.
That's not a
Real
foul.
dog. Stayed on the
I
street.
mean, that was a big talking point, man.
That's not a foul.
What do you-
I saw that and I didn't think
You
that's a foul.
dilute
That was
this,
a
man.
big talking point.
That's not a foul.
Because Matt Turner kicked the
that's
ball
a foul,
and kicked
game
him.
What did you say?
What'd you call him?
What did you say?
Get on my nerves.
What did you say?
Real men. Real men stay up.
They're rude.
Bro, they get on my nerves now.
rude.
You don't actually get on my nerves. Stop it, man.
Better, guys.
Where my dogs at? Where my dogs at?
Where the dog?
Spirits in the dog.
The lame.
Where the hood at? Where the hood at? Nottingham Forest. Whoa, that's a crazy one. That's a crazy one.
Where my puppies at?
Man did that one.
That was it.
Where the Yorkshire Terriers at?
Which footballer is that? Which one is that? Which footballer is
That's
that?
Marcus Rashford.
That's Marcus Rashford. I can't remember.
That's Marcus Rashford.
That's Man United right now. Alright.
Yeah, he
So they don't get Tottenham right now. Man United.
And right now, real men. Real men.
Hey, what's the last game? What's the last game, bro?
By the way, Brentford game. Was it Brentford, right? Brentford.
Yeah,
game.
for
You think that was a red card?
For
What's his name? Niakate.
Nick Carter.
Yeah.
It was the second yellow, wasn't it?
It was. Yes, it was a second yellow. Was
Yeah.
it second or straight red?
I'm pretty sure it was the second yellow.
I thought it was a straight red.
No, it was for Forest.
Man,
wasn't
watch
it?
via teletext.
It must have been a red. Yo, man.
These guys, they don't know about teletext, man.
They don't know.
They don't know about that.
It was the second.
It was a little black screen. Yeah, you're showing your
colour
age. You're showing your
It
age.
was for Forest. Nick Carter plays for Forest.
No, was it a straight red?
It was 2 yellows.
2 years. Okay, cool. Yeah, then it's fair. I thought it was a straight red.
No, that would have been a crazy second. I saw the highlights for that. That's
I thought
crazy.
it might have been a straight red. And I was like, that's a bit wild. But okay, fair enough. Then there's nothing to talk about.
Forest still.
Go to the correspondence.
Well, we have correspondence from both games.
With this game though, it was like a little bit because both teams kind of are just mid-table.
Yeah.
Okay, hit and miss here and there, but.
Hey, Brentford have been worrying, man, recently.
I was going to say, we need to have a conversation about Brentford. I know Tony's a massive miss,
we have Keenan Lowe, by the way, is one of the correspondents. He said, after 7 matches in the league, Brentford are on 7 points. That's relegation form.
They'll be all right.
And they had a good run of fixtures as well.
They were doing
They
good.
didn't have difficult fixtures like that. So
I mean,
really and truly,
Tottenham at home.
they should.
I hear that. It wasn't difficult.
I mean, let's be real, man. And then the
They're
hard
true
games
though,
start
no?
coming
They're
now.
2-2.
They're hard games, but they got us this weekend, which they probably might win anyway.
No, but the question, but
that'd be another 3 points for them.
Yeah.
it's like you said. The question is, your wish has always been like a purple, but he might score 2 here.
I think he's a
And
bench
Mbeumo as
player.
well.
And
He's an
Mbeumo, yeah,
impact
it's
And Mbeumo's kind of gone off the ball.
He's T3.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
what you call it?
that's why his role was better as a sub.
Yeah.
But now he's been a starter. It's just like
And Mbeumo, we don't know what he's like.
Elias and Renedy are just
Step
not
up,
cooking
yeah,
right now,
they're
man.
What have they got? Is it Rutter is Leeds, isn't it? Kevin Sade's.
Yeah, Jorginho Rota.
Sade's the other one.
Yeah,
That one,
Jorginho
innit?
Rota,
Yeah.
You know who they
Kevin
need?
Sade. Real men.
Eddie Nketiah. Go get real man is crazy. They're ruining your. Hey,
You know Thomas Frank, yeah? It's like when he manages, it's soft.
Yeah.
He might need, what does he need?
Real men.
Yeah, no, not really. He needs a dog.
Hey, Thomas Frank, the worst thing he did this season was go to Monday Night Football and reveal his own tactics.
basically just say, yo,
Say, man, them, come. Here's the tactics for you.
I'm a big fan of that.
No.
I don't get it. I'm not against that, bro.
I'm a big fan of idiots exposing themselves.
I like how you said that one.
That was good.
I like how you said it.
Your left back did the same. Your left.
Can we
When
tell
I
you?
go on the inside, is the winger gonna follow me? Yes.
That's how I know he sounds. That's how he sounds as well.
Yeah.
And he's got and he's got
crying.
and he's got and he's got a tear in his eye. Well, he got a point. Like some players, he got a point in it. You got
What the hell, man?
that
Bro,
brother.
check, you need to stop jumping on these podcasts and literally try
What a player,
bro.
What a player! My God, the things he do in training. My God, if he don't like, if he don't like us, come on, this guy's so dumb.
If you don't like us.
If you don't like us,
I was talking about you, brother.
Party in midfield.
I remember
you don't
him.
know. You don't know.
I remember him talking to Rio Ferdinand. And Rio Ferdinand was the dummy for saying my winger is just going to stay out wide.
Yeah.
It was a
And be
nice.
an attacking threat.
Yeah.
And he was like, so you are going to leave me in the middle by myself?
I sound like coming
Yeah,
from.
that's it. It's not like coming to wrong. That's coming to wrong. That's it. Good luck. But he just gave away the whole game.
He gave the whole game plan.
And now it's like, bro,
People catch on.
Yeah, who was it? It was Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche.
It's like innocent. You think it's just innocent? Oh, I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
bro.
But you're
Teams
giving-
pick up on those little details. They pick it up.
But then
They
does it?
pick it
But
up.
then does
But
that mean
Elias
that?
is backing it, but he's backing his manager.
No,
get
I
it.
don't
Yeah,
think-
But
but
he's
then
saying, no,
again-
your teams have this analytical data.
Yeah, that's what I looked at it as.
No, that's true.
Unless you're Manchester
But then-
United that
but
don't
then-
have a technical
No,
side.
No
My
sports
thing
science
is,
will come.
my thing is you have the analytics
analytical
and
squad.
everything. You have the analytics and everything, yeah. But when these players confirm it, and they confirm it with like such arrogance, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, Thomas Frank going on Monday Night Football and displaying his tactics as if it's infallible, and I'm like, what? You think we can't figure this out now? Thank you for confirming this is your game.
but
plan.
unless like
And
you
this
said,
is
unless
what
like
you
his
do,
club that
and
has
this
the
is your
analytical
thought
team.
process.
They don't have no
Then I hear
analytics.
it.
If Ten Hag was to come and he's got nothing to tell you guys. I'll be real. He's got nothing
Yes,
to tell.
guys.
Yeah, we just what we do. We just give it to Marcus Rashford.
Marcus Rashford.
Marcus Rashford, and he give the ball away.
I give the ball away 4 times.
He does
He does his little grunts as well.
Like he eats cigarettes.
He does his little grunts as well, innit?
Oh my
Look at that.
You know. Lima, can I ask you a question there? You know, if Eric Ten Hag, does he like ever take blame for?
Blames?
No,
Oh, blame.
take blame.
No,
No, of course, he don't really do that. He'll flip it on some manager that he's played against.
no.
He'll be like Arteta.
I think no.
the injuries
I wouldn't
he
say.
got.
I wouldn't
Whoa,
say.
why did he
I
ask?
wouldn't. He's never. I don't think he's necessarily saying, "Oh, it's my fault." I don't think he's done that one. But he's done a collective thing. Like when
No, he'll always look
He'll
at
put
it.
himself in
He
it.
said,
He put himself
he'll
in
put
it.
himself in it.
But there's times I see him go, had so many injuries. I'm like, you're playing Burnley at home.
True.
Why do I need injury?
It's
Like,
true. But let's go back.
Not
Let's go.
everybody
Yeah.
speaks like your gaffer, man.
I don't really like the way Arteta talks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really care how Arteta. Arteta's not really me.
Press conferences every day, bro.
I prefer Sam Allardyce, them man, Ian Holloway. I want them kind of managers in the interviews.
I hear it. Let's finish off with the.
Arteta,
Go on. What?
See, you know that question here. You know my favorite thing about that question is, you know that question.
Go on.
Are you talking about Arteta as a person or as a manager or as in Arsenal?
I'm saying in general, just in general.
General.
Nah, I hear it. And then he goes either way. I thought you meant Arsenal. I said nah, I can't do that.
Chill out.
Can't do
Chill
that.
out. Let's finish off the correspondence for this game. We got analysis from Forrest Gump. He said, happy with the result. Not
Forrest,
the
I
display.
forgot about him.
Steve Cooper going very defensive at home of 2 DMs at all 3 of our midfielders being very defensive minded. I reckon we'll be the save this season. However, this may sound arrogant, but I want to see a bit more ambition, whether it be now or in the next few years, especially given how much we are selling and look at the caliber of players we're bringing in. And like I said, analysis by Keenan Lowe, another piece of correspondence he had. He said, the point away at Forest, but it's just not good enough, especially with half an hour played against 10 men. With that being said, Brentford were denied an absolute stonewall penalty when Matt Turner goes to clear a ball and gets none of it, and all of Wissa. I hate to blame refs, but they've been awful in the Premier this season
It happened.
and are potentially altering the trajectory of the entire season across the table.
That's how it started.
And he also said, I think there should be a compensation package made for this kind of like. That's what he said.
So we started off talking about refs and we ended up with refs.
Don't do that now.
No, I'm joking. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I'm just joking. I'm just trolling.
Okay. I was like, yo, don't pick and choose. You can't have a conversation now.
And I didn't think that's an outright penalty.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
But this is the slippery slope it begins.
Yeah.
Man start feeling like any injustice, I need compensation.
It's a pretty slow hype, man.
I hear
Yeah.
it though. In Liverpool's case, I hear it.
Where's all this money coming from? Man, I just handing
It's coming from the
compensation
money
money.
that they're finding everyone for.
So you think referees are making that
So Virgil van
No, I'm
Dijk's
saying-
getting his money.
No, I'm saying
they're giving his money back.
I'm saying. Look, for example, did they not fine Liverpool this weekend?
Today?
For behavior?
No, I don't think so.
Not
I think
that
they.
way.
They're investigating McAllister because of his comments after the game. He said we played against
No,
Tottenham.
but I've said it's a
Yeah, and then
Played against 12.
Romero
No, but I'm
says
saying-
Romero
are they
said,
not-
"Cry at home."
Yeah, they were playing
go
away
cry at home.
and are loud. Fans are pretty loud. So.
Because
Okay,
I was
13
reading something today about they were looking to find Liverpool for something that happened on in the game.
I'm not sure.
Maybe
Your sources are a bit.
maybe failing to control their players.
Something
maybe,
like that, yeah, or
Okay,
something
maybe
like
that's
that.
to make sense. I
Something
don't know.
like that.
2 red
I
cards. and I don't know how many
think
others.
refs have gone soft, you know.
Soft.
Back in the days, you're allowed to swear at him and all that now.
We had real referees.
No, it's just now they're just too. I just feel like they're just too protected. And when they make mistakes, they're allowed to just
Howard Webb.
hide.
Graham
and not,
Pohl.
You know, go into their
Men.
and not
Bro,
come out.
Mark Clattenburg.
Mic in your head in a second. I swear to you, I want to.
They're rinsing out. They're rinsing out.
Sharky, come back, please.
Jack, come back, man. Let's finish off the PL roundup. Let's go to the FPL table.
Yes,
What?
That's it.
Hey,
No?
cut the show, man. End it.
Let's go.
End it.
Bottom of the league, the Generation F. Fuad Kadani. He is
I had a
bottom,
rough week,
bottom.
man. I had a rough
Where we got everyone on the table.
So
Star
what's-
player. Aye, Milkman starts doing his thing, man. He's third.
man.
Bayern never losing his fourth. Liban.
Yeah, I'm there.
Cruise
The top
control.
four-
His team is
Hey,
seventh.
No, listen. Right now, top 4 is tight.
Hey man.
Right.
It's tight.
What is it? It's 7 points but between you four.
Yeah, but it's tight. At the top is tight.
At the top it is
But I
lonely.
don't know about them FCM boys.
Hey.
What's the word? What's the word?
Oh shoot.
Stoppage time.
Hi.
Huh?
Oh, you don't know what that is.
Yeah, you don't know.
You don't know what that is.
Somebody-
It's a new
Stop
thing.
that.
Mind
What's
the
that?
gap, mind the gap.
What's that?
Mind the gap.
FCM.
FCM hype. Now.
FCM hype.
FCM hype.
Second on the table is Fuwizi.
I meant the Premier League, bozo.
Oh.
Because they're third.
You're actually 13th in the league. What the hell's going on, man, with FPL?
What, FPL?
Yeah.
Listen, I had a rough week.
Oh,
man.
where's-
Do you know what it
where's,
is? I didn't
Lias?
look
Where's
at
Lias?
my-
He's 10th.
Champion of what? That's what I gotta say. Where the knowledge at, man?
Man, our old FPL used to be way more fun, man. We used to
I was ass.
we had the better players
was
in there.
doo-doo.
We had real men in there. But listen, let's go to the
Where's Faisal in that?
Oh, man, bun Faisal. What am I talking about Faisal for?
Where's Faisal?
Faisal is 5th.
Oh, it's not too bad.
He's 20 points behind you.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm on your head.
Listen, it's a marathon,
Are you
not
on
a
me?
sprint, lads.
So you can't because I'm
I'm
7.
temp-
Yo, to be fair, if you're close to me, you're close to the top.
I'm 30 points away from
not
him.
even huge.
Are you, how far are you from the top? Like 37?
37. Ooh.
That's what I'm saying to you.
Ooh.
Is it close?
This guy hasn't been reading it all day,
I
bro.
mean,
Like,
You're a teacher, you know. How do you get 37 like that?
Mr.
Because
Never
I
Loses.
do the, come on, there you go, you already know. I
Real
know the
man.
vibe. cool.
That's real maths.
Please. I want to punch this red in his head, bro.
We're going to the SDS league that everyone's contributed to. Listen, first, we still got New Stelio in first place, Joshua Robinson. Second, we got White Rice only. Joey Leung is second. Sterling Duel is third with by Joe Jelly. Fourth is Cruise Control FC by Emmanuel Getahan. Fifth is Joseph Antigogo with just a smiley face. Sixth is at McAllister and Cheese, Alistair Chong. Second is Sen Nunez, Thomas Jenkins Andrews. 8 is Kinder Mbuemo, Robbie M. 9 is Coconut 11, which is by Abs Pat. And 10th is Jeffrey FC Kane Gardiner.
Oh, and that's the top 10, yeah?
That's the top 10.
You know what they are, right?
Oh, 520.
Real men.
There's some
real
dogs in that. Some dogs in that fantasy league, man.
It's dogs.
Set the game up.
Well, guys, that's the end of the PR Roundup. Everyone's walking off the set. We'll see you next time where Sharky will be hosting. See you next time.